Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Super Regionals presented by Capital One. 8 games today with 8 spots up for grabs for Omaha, and this might be the most anticipated Super Regional. From Athens, Georgia, number 3 Georgia is the highest ranked remaining team after upsets last weekend. They face number 14 Mississippi State, who right now is playing its best baseball of the season. There are 8 Super Regionals around the country. 4 started yesterday, and on this side of the bracket, 4 more start today. And in total, it is 8 games between here on ESPN and over on ESPN2, taking you through midnight. With that, we say hello and thanks for joining us. Alongside Eduardo Perez and Ben McDonald, I'm Mike Monaco for this dogfight to get to Omaha. And let's start with Georgia. Their star third baseman, Trey Phelps, is suspended today. We'll get into that as we go. But they still have the SEC Player of the Year in Daniel Jackson, and he's a Golden Spikes Award candidate.
And he's pretty darn good. And did I tell you he's a catcher? And did I tell you that he can run as well? 25 stolen bases so far this season. Oh, wait for this. He almost hit 400 on the season. And oh, by the way, he's got 29 home runs. This is a Golden Spikes candidate, and one of the big reasons is the leadership, the presence, and he can beat you in so many ways.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Georgia's got a big-time offense to do that, but don't sleep on Mississippi State's offense. They have been outstanding. 8th best offense in the entire country, and the guy leading the way is Ace Reese. 21 long balls last year, was an All-American. He's backed it up 22 long balls so far this year with 72 RBIs. Only the 3rd Mississippi State Bulldog to ever have back-to-back 20 home run seasons. Expected to be a middle first rounder in about a month in the July draft coming up.
Speaking of that, we got talented starters as well. Tomas Valinkis, he might be a first rounder next year. He's been one of the best starters in the country this year. And Georgia's talented right-hander, Joey Volchko, Stanford transfer, projected to go in the top 2 rounds next month. So here we go from Athens. We got Bulldogs all over the place for the right to be one of the last 8 teams playing in the country in Omaha next weekend.
run straight for the breakaway.
State in Georgia, game one in this best-of-3 Super Regional from Foley Field, where it is steamy and it is packed in Athens, Georgia. Let's get you the starting lineup for Brian O'Connor and Mississippi State, the number 14 national seed with 43 wins this season. 8th best in the country in runs per game. And guys like Noah Sullivan have stabilized recently.
Yeah, halfback will travel. He's probably Mississippi State's most complete hitter. Some hitters are on-base guys. Some hitters are damage guys. This guy is both. He can beat you in so many ways, and that's why he's right there in the 3 spot.
Against the junior right-hander, the Stanford transfer, Joey Volchko, Big Ben.
Yeah, Joey Volchko's had a heck of a year, making his 17th appearance of the year, 17th start, 81 in the third. How about 98 strikeouts on the year?
Spin to win, and the first pitch is up and away, ball 1, and away we go. Garrick Fry leads off for Mississippi State, and the 23-year-old grad student second baseman. Joey Volchko was great last Friday in the regional opener here against Long Island. It was 6 hitless innings, 10 strikeouts. He did walk 4, he hit 1, 100 pitches, 57 strikes. So command strike throwing always a big key for Volchko.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing you're going to keep an eye on. 43 walks and 81 in the third. So he can spray it every now and then. But when he's right, man, he is a tough customer. Opponent's batting average, .238.
See those 6 innings, the 100 pitches, 99 of them were fastball or slider. 2-pitch guy. Fouled away with 96.
One thing Volchko does know is Mississippi State likes to get on the board early, and they do it with the power. We saw it in the Starkville Regional. This man at the plate was one of the big reasons why they got it early. 11 home runs on the season.
Including one Friday in their opener, then Sunday against Louisiana had a leadoff homer. Cut and a miss. 97 with that natural cut from Joey Volchko.
Yeah, if you look at it, it's got a tad bit of right to left in it. Almost reminds me a little bit of Mariano Rivera. Watch the late cut on this ball. It's high velo and a little bit of cut at the end.
Man, he went straight to Mariano, didn't he?
Man, that's what it reminds me of, especially at those velocities, 97, 98. Of course, Mariano would push a little higher than that from time to time.
Well, here's Ace Reese. Junior from Canton, Texas, first team SEC. Team leader with the 22 home runs, the 72 RBIs. Top 10 in the SEC in OPS, home runs, RBIs, and like Trey Phelps, one of the very best third basemen in the country. That's a strike with that slider, 0-2.
Hard slider, it's almost like a cutter at 88. So fastball's been up to 97, 88 on that hard slider.
Now watch for the chase. Loves to get that slider in the dirt. Let his catcher do the rest of the work.
0-2. Chase indeed, and it's hooked foul. In an 0-2 count, that's prototypical.
Yeah, and one of the things that they had conversations with when it comes to the hitters' meetings is you have to attack early, because once he gets to 2 strikes, he pretty much knows how to dominate that count. Understanding how to pitch not in the strike zone, but out of it to induce the chase.
0-2 again.
Volchko been consistent all year long, too, guys. 6 quality starts, 12 of his 16 starts, 3 earned runs or less. He's given some length along the way.
Here's his 1-2. So a couple fastballs up, now gets it to 2-2.
These first innings are so difficult, especially in these environments, super regional environments. I mean, the heart rate right now is really high. And if you can navigate and find a way to just kind of get through the first inning, you typically start to settle in after that.
2-2. And Reese doesn't chase. So the fastball's up, then the back footer, and Reese did not do, Eduardo, what you said the plan is.
And this is why he's one of the elite bats when it comes to Division I baseball. Working the count all the way from 0-2 with a very good swing and miss pitcher. Taking his pitches to get all the way to 3-2.
See how good Mississippi State has been in full counts this year. Payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. Back-to-back Ks out of the gates for Joey Volchko.
Hey now. Joey Bochco, man, he is doing it right now. You talk about amped up, too. And again, watch this late cut. Four-seam fastball, but it's got a little bit of cut spin. And you can see the dot on the back of the baseball. Of course, there'll be one on the front of it, too. So it almost profiles as a hitter. You see the cutter, the slider spin coming, so it's slightly right to left.
So 2 out, bases empty. And here's the DH in the 3 spot we talked about, Noah Sullivan, with a slider he thought was off to start for the Orlando native. First team SEC, second year with Mississippi State after 3 years at South Carolina Upstate to start his career. Brian O'Connor said to us, Sullivan has really come on lately, and that's a big part of their offensive story, is that there are some guys who were in and out of the lineup who have solidified things and just gotten more consistent.
And another 0-2 count.
Yeah, you talk about Mississippi State. I mean, they lost their final 3 SEC series and then went 1-1 in the conference tournament. So a lot of people thought they were kind of on the bubble for hosting, but boy, did that offense get going in Stark Vegas last week, and they averaged 13 runs per game in those 3 games.
0-2. Swing and a miss! Joey Bochco. How do you do?
Joey Bochco, no problems in the first, folks. This is what I call setting the tone early. How about 3 consecutive punch-outs, man, all on that 4-seam fastball right at the bottom of the zone. Big-time start for Bochco.
Supercharged atmosphere, and that is a new sign up here with the saying they always have here in Athens: feed the trees. For the best offense in the SEC, 4th best in the country at 9.5 runs per game, and the most home runs in the country with 165 of them. Trey Phelps out, so Kenny Ishikawa moves up to the leadoff spot, and Rylan Luho has been a great add from Dayton.
Incredible ad when you bring in the Dayton Flyer here to Georgia. And the one thing that he does, he puts the ball in play, consistently pressures the pitchers, only 8.4% strikeout rate. So, you know, he's going to try to just make the defense.
Tomas Valinkis is the opponent for Georgia. First team SEC, tidy ERA, a tick under 3 with 130 punches back.
Yeah, transfer from Virginia, and I tell you what, he has not disappointed. A big-time strike thrower. You look out the strikeout to walk, 19 walks, 130 punch-outs. Secondary pitches are elite, man. You look at the slider, 46% swing and miss. The changeup, 50% swing and miss. And of course, the curveball as well, it is over 50% swing and miss as well. He can really strike you out.
He was very good last weekend in the 1-0 game of the Starkville Regional against Cincinnati. And he starts with 96 for ball 1 to the Seattle transfer Kenny Ishikawa. Ishikawa, as we said, up in the leadoff spot in left field, with Trey Phelps, the normal leadoff man, suspended today after he got ejected in the final game of the Athens Regional. So Trey Phelps, by rule, not allowed to be in the dugout or in the stadium once the game starts. And Wes Johnson's team has, yet again, the jersey hanging in the Dogs' dugout.
That's it right there. That's exactly what Valinkis loves to do. He'll shove that fastball inside. He'll speed your bat up, and he'll get to those breaking balls, those off-speed pitches.
1-2. How big a loss, guys, do you think no Trey Phelps is here in game 1?
Huge. Huge, because when you have Valinkis, who is on the mound and is a left-handed pitcher, You need to even it out. You have to make it more difficult for Coach O'Connor to be able to make plays in situational pitching late in the game. And this lineup, I believe the Georgia lineup does a lot better against right-handed pitching. And once you take away Trey from this lineup,
Yeah.
This was bottom of the 6th inning on Sunday, down 1-0, go-ahead 2-run home run, celebrates and get tossed. He told us he was looking at family members that were in town from North Carolina. Backside base knock for Kenny Ishikawa, fighting off the 2-strike heater, and he's aboard to begin the Georgia first.
it's the ability to put bat to ball. That skill is why Ishikawa moved up to the #1 spot. Comes in from Seattle U. 1 year there, sophomore here, and immediately gets on base.
So Ishikawa delivers in Phelps' spot. And now here's Daniel Jackson, junior from Sandy Springs, Georgia, who has had one of the best seasons ever in the history of the Southeastern Conference. Chasing a triple crown, which has only been done twice. Rafael Palmeiro for State in '84 and Brent Rooker for them in 2017.
Pretty good players.
Super talent. We're talking with Will Coggin on the Georgia staff yesterday. He said the most talented player across the board that I've ever coached. Said he could legitimately play center field this year for this Georgia team.
Well, you just talk about an athlete, you know, a guy that can do a little bit of everything.
Reminds me a little bit of Ohio State when they had Dylan Dingler.
Yeah.
That moved from center field back to behind the plate, became a first rounder. Now a star with the Detroit Tigers.
I figured Jackson's going to go quite high too.
That's the pitch right there that you have to be able to lay off. That 4-seam fastball up at the letters is a pitch that Georgia all season long has been able to control, bring the pitcher down.
And a pitch for Daniel Jackson that he struggled with last year. Ooh, chases there, and that is the nasty diving slider from Tomas Valinkis for the first out.
He can do it, and that's what he does too. And an elevated fastball always sets up a breaking ball right behind it. So he elevates the fastball to Jackson and comes right back behind it. Same arm slot, same window, and bends it just down and in. That's what you call swords up right there, boys.
Paging the ninja. And the first out for Tomas Valinkis, the Virginia transfer. So 1 out, 1 on. Here's Rylan Luho, sophomore from Coconut Creek, Florida. First team SEC after, as Eddie told you, he was a Dayton Flyer last year. And this kid is super competitive and has settled in center.
Another product of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. Produced a lot of really good collegiate and major league players.
Cracked in the air. Deep down the line in left, and this one is caught. Run down by Vitas Valencius for out number 2.
This ballpark, I'm going to tell you, you're going to hold your breath when the ball gets in the air. The ball absolutely flies out of this ballpark. If you look at the wind in center field, the flag blowing pretty much straight out of center field. Of course, Georgia does what they do. They lead the nation in home runs, 165 home runs on the year.
Wes Johnson will tell you they play to and recruit to this ballpark in its dimensions, including a guy like this, Michael O'Shaughnessy, the Davidson transfer, who fills in for Trey Phelps at third base today. So you think of a guy who was not regularly in the lineup down the stretch. You can plug into the cleanup spot, and he's got 18 home runs this year.
Yeah, I think I say that's not a bad plug-in. 18 homers and 49 RBIs.
Guys, he did it in 183 plate appearances.
You do see the recent struggles, and a lot of it was swing and miss. That's the bugaboo for the guy they call Shaggy. That's really good.
There is 5 left-handers in this lineup to face Valinkis, and I tell you what, he's had a lot of success against left-handers this year. Lefty's only hitting 194 off of him.
And Eduardo, that's why you said that was the big concern with Georgia's lineup here in game one against the lefty in Valinkis.
The lefty, this is an equalizer right here. Valinkis knows he has that slider, and he can use it anytime he gets in trouble. When he has 2 strikes on a hitter, that's his out pitch. That's his go-to pitch.
You see best offense in the country against righties, not as good, but still top 20. If you look at OPS for the Georgia offense against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, and if you look at Valinkis, he's faced Georgia before. He faced them back on April 3rd, and maybe one of his best starts of the year. He went 7 1/3, only 4 hits. He gave up 2 runs, did not walk a batter, and had 10 strikeouts against Georgia back in April.
Well, he's looking for another here. Think about the strikeout rate for Michael O'Shaughnessy. We're looking at 31.7% swing and miss, 2 strikes. The man on the mound knows that. The coaching staff knows that. They're not looking for soft contact.
No. And why would you throw a pitch in the zone right here on an 0-2 count?
Valinkis didn't, but he doesn't get the chase from the guy who does have the highest swing and miss rate on the Georgia team.
Now, Kevin Milewski behind home plate for Mississippi State. He's going to have to be big back there because he's going to see a lot of breaking balls in the dirt.
Tomas Valinkis is 1-2. Swing and a miss. Off we go in Athens. Couple Ks for Tomas Valinkis after Joey Volchko fanned the side in the top half.
Always love to say, folks, spin them if you got them. And Tomas Valinkis, he can flat out spin those breaking balls.
The NCAA Baseball Super Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? How about the scenes here in Athens? Kudzu Hill absolutely packed. And we have seen great atmospheres so far around the country with regionals and now the start of Super.
It's been incredible. It's been incredible. The folks are showing up for some postseason baseball, and they're tuning in as well.
Great to have you with us. The first of 8 games today here on ESPN and ESPN2. We'll run you all the way through midnight with 4 more game 1s and then 4 game 2s. Well, here's Jacob Parker, sensational freshman from Purvis, Mississippi, who was the most outstanding player of the Starkville Regional. And Eduardo, I know you love his swing.
I love it. As soon as I was doing all the homework, looking at each of the players' swings, I looked at Jacob Parker's, and you just love the way he finishes high, the way his bat stays in the zone a long time. It's an advanced approach at the plate, especially the way he can slow it down when there are runners on base, especially in scoring position.
How about this? The ranks among SEC freshmen for Jacob Parker, who leads this Mississippi State team in OPS. And it's a 4-pitch walk from Joey Volchko, who can spray it.
And sometimes the concern, right? You strike out the side in the first inning, the adrenaline is pumping. Go back into the dugout. You want to see if he has the same stuff that he did and he exerted in that top half of the first. So far, 4 consecutive falls.
So Daniel Jackson comes out and visits, and this is part of what Joey Volchko is still sorting through. As Wes Johnson, his head coach, put it to us yesterday, there's randomness with Joey Volchko. He calls fastball middle quite often for Volchko, but there's just so much movement that it can spray.
That's very interesting because it's got cut spin to it, and we've seen that. But he said every now and then it's like the fastball will almost back up and go the opposite way from time to time. And so that's why you see a lot of middle fastballs, because sometimes Volchko doesn't quite know what direction the fastball is going to go. So far today, it's been pretty consistent.
Slider misses to start to the 5-hole left fielder.
And I'm going to tell you something, guys. If I'm Mississippi State and I'm a right-handed hitter, I'm getting my toes up on the plate because everything Volchko is throwing right now is working away from the right-hander. Everything he has is working away. I haven't seen him go inside on purpose yet. And so if you're right-handed, man, get your toes up on the plate, look for the ball middle away, and try to serve it to the backside of the field. A lot easier said than done.
Righty here in Vitas Valencius. Eduardo, is that what you would do as a right-handed hitter?
Heavens no. This guy's throwing 97, 98 miles per hour, and it is effectively wild right now. Getting on, it's easy to say, especially when you're a former pitcher. Get on top of the plate and just let it rip. But the thing about Valencius is he's really good against right-handed pitchers. He sees the ball better, and the numbers indicate that he understands how to use the entire field.
Sprays one foul.
You want me to get on top of the plate, I'll do it against the left-handed thumber.
Not the guy who can just have one explode in at 98.
Not the one that can work inside to you. But when it's working away from you like it is, because again, I'm just watching, and you almost have to pick a side of the plate if you're hitting right now. And right now, the side of the plate for Mississippi State is away to the glove side.
Well, like that. That's a perfect example. It just kind of explodes up on the hands.
Yep. Tried to go away with that again, but instead it just it backed up a little bit, kind of got up and in.
You showed the dot earlier, but sometimes the way he throws it with the seam shift away part of it, sometimes that comes in on the right-handed hitter.
It reminds me of Kyle Bradish with the Orioles. He has that seam shifted wake with his two-seamer. It's got cut spin to it, so the right-handed hitter sees it and thinks it's going away from him, but yet it is boring inside because of the seam shifted wake.
Roped into left field by Vitas Valencius. Looked like he got the cutter there, maybe the first one from Volchko, and the first two on for Mississippi State in the second.
Doesn't affect him. Righty on the mound or lefty on the mound, it just does not affect him, and he's proven it throughout the entire season. Just hung, stayed up with the approach. Head never moves. Stays on his back leg the entire time and allows the ball to get to the barrel.
So big chance for Mississippi State. 2 on for Reed Stallman, 23-year-old grad student first baseman who was excellent defensively in the regional last weekend. Brian O'Connor told us it's a mature hitter with power. Said it's one of the best defensive first basemen he's ever coached. 1-1 from Volchko.
He was an outfielder last year. To be able to make that transition from the outfield, put him at first base.
And I'm going to tell you,
he did that on the right side of the infield.
these are the moments that Mississippi State has shined this year offensively. Runners in scoring position. They're the second best team in the entire country. They're hitting .358 with runners in scoring position. That's why they have another elite offense.
And you saw Brian O'Connor, and he has said that he feels this team is different from when these teams met in a weekend series 2 months ago in Starkville, in that their offense is more developed. And then certainly the health of a weekend starter and Ryan McPherson helps too. 2-2.
Last few pitches, he's been able to land the off-speed stuff for a strike, but not the #1.
What does he go to here? 2 on, nobody out. Joey Volchko's 2-2. Breaking ball hit well. Right field, way back and gone! 3-run shot, Reed Stallman.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the first curveball of the day for Volchko. The very first one, and it leaves the yard. It's been heavy on the slider. It's kind of been the pitch. He went to the very first curveball, and he hungs it up in the zone to Stallman. His 13th long ball, his 55th RBI. And Mississippi State strikes first in this one with a Weaver.
Game of adjustments. You look for a pitch that he has been able to land. He's landed the slider. He has not been able to land the fastball. He goes to that curveball for the first time, and if you hang it, Mr. Sullivan just showed right there that he can absolutely deposit it over the right field wall.
This is squared up on a bounce it short. Colby Branch up with it to retire Ryder Woodson.
Eddie, you know this from hitting. Every now and then you'll see that breaking ball just kind of pop up out of the hand. It'll pop, but it's not high velocity. It'll hump up out of the hand, and it's almost like Stallman recognized it because it was the first one. They couldn't have been expecting it, but he saw that ball, in my opinion, pop up out of the hand, and boy, he set back and threw the barrel at it.
It's pitch recognition as well, and that's what you're talking about. Popping out of the hand, you see it, stay back and barrel it.
Strike to start. The 8-hole catcher, Kevin Maluski.
And Volchko's done a really good job. That's only the 7th home run he's allowed all year long. And pitching in this ballpark, that's a mouthful to only give up 7 home runs.
Well, remember yesterday we were talking to Wes Johnson, and we were all asking about the ballpark and then with their success in the portal, how they recruit. And he said we specifically target pitchers who do not give up many home runs.
Yeah. You know, when you talk about the transfer portal, everybody has their own formula that they devise for their specific team. And when they start looking at guys that enter the portal, what do they do well? And of course, in this ballpark, you want pitchers to keep the ball down, keep it on the ground, and you want hitters that can actually elevate the ball a little bit more. And that's kind of what Wes Johnson goes for.
Guys, it's a small ballpark, especially towards right field. 314 down the line. And the gaps, both in left center field and right center field, it's 370. Left field down the line is deep.
Yep.
350. But the wind slightly blowing straight up.
2-2. Maluski on a line into right, and it'll drop down in front of Ryan Black.
Well, I like this approach. I like this approach for Mississippi State right now. A lot of balls working away from them. And those righties are just getting their toes up on the plate a little bit, looking for the ball away and not trying to do too much with it. Mississippi State is known for getting out early. 94, talk about run differential the first two. Mississippi State has scored 144 runs this year in the first 2 innings. Opponents only have scored 52 against them, so they are a plus 92 in the first 2 innings.
20 pitches already here in the top of the second for Joey Volchko, who now faces the 9-man, 5th-year senior center fielder Bryce Chance, former walk-on, longtime Mississippi State fan, who had an amazing, emotional moment last weekend at the Dude in his final game in Starkville. An ovation from that fan base that was special. This kid always dreamt of playing for State and the M over S. And how about this? He's the only guy playing who played on this team even 2 seasons ago. That's how much turnover they've had after they moved on from Chris Lemonis in late April last season and then made the big swing and the big hire of Brian O'Connor in the offseason.
Mississippi State knows Volchko well. He's pitched against them twice, back in April and then in the SEC tournament he faced Mississippi State, so 2 starts against them.
No chase there on the slider.
You talk about how close you want the hitters getting on the plate. Chance gets on the plate now with 0-2 count. Saw him just creep up a little bit more. He's got protection both on the elbow and the back of the hand.
I'm telling you, if you're a right-handed hitter against Volchko, you'd be wise to get your toes up on the plate and look for the ball middle of the way, because he's not made one attempt to get a ball to the inside part of the plate.
Bouncer up the middle and a diving stop at second, but Ryan Wynn can't get it there in time. 2 on.
Volchko, first inning, would get to 2 strikes, knew how to put the Mississippi State hitters away. Second time now in the second inning, has not been able to do so. Too many pitches over the plate instead of trusting his stuff and trusting that he will induce a chase.
Yeah. And look, as a pitcher, you have to use both sides of the plate. You have to be able to throw the ball on the inside part to speed up the bats to get to your breaking ball. Right now, Volchko's been pretty much just to one side of the plate. And it doesn't take hitters long, and those offensive coaches are there to make some adjustments and say, hey, if he's not going to run it inside, let's get up there and look for the ball middle of the way.
Well, NCAA Super Regional coverage continued this weekend across here on ESPN, also on ESPN2, ESPNU, and ESPN Plus. For more info, go to ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships.
Boys, I know we have number ones on both sides, but I have a feeling that 7 runs won't be enough to win a ball game here.
Well, you got two of the best offenses in the country. Look at Mississippi State. They come in 8th best in the country. Of course, Georgia, 4th best offense in the country.
Back to the top for Garrick Fry. First pitch swinging in the air to left. Ishikawa retreats and makes the catch for out number 2.
That fly ball right there had everyone in this ballpark holding their breath.
Yeah, well, get used to it, because these teams can bang it.
Well, Joey Volchko not out of the woods yet, because here's Ace Reese, who ran it full against Volchko his first time and then punched out looking on 97 up. Back-to-back 20 home run seasons. And as Ben told you earlier, it's a really good company of former Mississippi State players who've done it.
When you in the company with thunder and lightning, you're doing something.
Oh, 1. 0-2, and another 2-strike count for Joey Volchko. He's got to put away Reese.
And this is the same count that he had him last time, and Reese worked it all the way to 3-2 before the strikeout looking. Good time for that curveball in the dirt. Right in front of the plate.
0-2. Reese lays off the slider. Where do you think the confidence is with the curveball after Stallman went deep on it already?
I think he's probably going to want to put it in his back pocket in this situation. Because, I mean, you throw one and it goes out of the ballpark, runners on first and second. I will get myself in some better situations later in the ballgame where I can spin it and still work on it, but not in this situation.
Well, this is a high leverage situation right now with 2 runs on. You do not want to fall behind the power hitting of Reese at the plate.
One-two. Bouncer foul. Look out in the Bulldogs dugout, and a nice catch made in there by the backstop. Head on a swivel, boys.
Tell you what, be ready. And Ace Reese so far this year, folks, 437 is what he's hitting in these situations, runners in scoring position. That is a big number.
1-2 again. In the air toward left, tailing into the corner. Ishikawa all the way back, and he drops the ball! Maluski and Chance score, and it's disaster for Georgia. 5-0 Mississippi State.
I think this ball might have fooled Ishikawa just a little bit. Looked like it was kind of coming back toward left center field. He almost like he overran this ball just a tick, Eddie.
And most likely they'll give that an error. And if they do, that would be the first error that he gets in the entire season.
See how he jumped and had to reach back a little bit toward left center field? That ball was kind of spinning and coming back to him a little bit.
Correct. When you're playing left field, that ball tends to go right back towards the field, especially in the angle that you're running at.
Costly error on Kenny Ishikawa. And now the 9th man to bat this inning is Noah Sullivan in the 3 spot.
Pressure's a little different here in the Super Regionals. 35 chances during the regular season. Made them all until that one.
Up and in. And that did hit Noah Sullivan.
What a statement this inning by Mississippi State. After the first inning, going down in order with 3 strikeouts, there's that first pitch that goes up and in on a right-handed hitter arm side.
It all started with a walk to begin this inning from this guy, the freshman Jacob Parker, in the cleanup spot. First pitch swinging into center field, a base hit, Jacob Parker. Ace Reese scores, and it's a half dozen on the board for State.
You wonder why there's a freshman hitting right there in the middle of the lineup, and he shows why. Runners in scoring position, he is so good, keeping everything up the middle. Did not wait, saw something he liked. He drives in another run for Mississippi State.
This Mississippi State offense, folks, I'm telling you, it is dangerous. 13 runs per game they averaged in their own regional. And they are hitting, and they're hitting with runners in scoring position. They're hitting the ball out of the ballpark from time to time. It is a dangerous offense right now.
Yeah, they put up 10 runs Friday against Lipscomb, the 4 seed. 10 more Saturday against Cincinnati, the 2 seed. And then 19 on Sunday in the regional final against Louisiana, and just absolutely rolled. It was the best weekend offensively from any team that's in a super regional.
And again, I don't think anybody saw that coming because of the way Mississippi State kind of ended their regular season, losing their final 3 SEC series, going 1-1 in the SEC tournament. But boy, they grabbed a different year when the stage got the biggest last weekend.
So they didn't trail back in Starkville. So Vitas Valencius, who had a pull-side single earlier here in the second. Runner off from first, Daniel Jackson's throw. Parker gets hung up intentionally, and Wynn runs him down before the run scores. So Georgia handles that well, but the damage is done in the big swing, courtesy Reed Stallman.
Yeah, Reed Stallman gets him a hanging breaking ball. Boy, you hang him, and I tell you what, that kid is going to bang him. And he banged that one. His 13th long ball, his 55th RBI, stayed up big early in this one.
Runes, I'm a little bit worried about everyone's caffeine intake in the studio in Bristol. Apparently, Runes went 2 full ventis yesterday, and Budden cracked a 10 p.m. diet soda with some caffeine. How do we feel about that?
Did you see the size of the coffee that Eduardo was drinking a while ago? I mean,
it must be June.
A show dog couldn't have jumped over it. It was so tall.
It must be June. Let's go.
It's also 11 a.m. start, too.
Little baseball with breakfast from Athens, Georgia, where the Bulldogs bat in the bottom of the second, and Ryan Wynn bounces at Woodson for the first out. And so if you're Tomas Valinkis,
yes,
you got a half dozen behind you, and Boy, you already had success against this lineup this season.
Well, we talked a lot about shutdown innings, and obviously right now Mississippi State has all the momentum with a 6 spot in the top of the second inning, so it's up to Valinkas now to go up and just stack a 0. We talk about shutdowns all the time, and I get that, but it's important to keep the momentum in your dugout.
Saw what he did 2 months ago in Starkville in what was a sweep for Georgia, and then Georgia won in Hoover when these teams met in the SEC tournament too. So 4 wins in 4 tries for Georgia, but down 6 here early in game 1. This is Brennan Hudson, the senior first baseman from Cumming, Georgia, second on the team in OPS, 5th best in the SEC, transferred in last year from Georgia State. This guy has elite strike zone discipline and just doesn't chase. Hooked on the ground at first, and Reed Stallman to the bag, and then to your point, 2 quick ones for Tomas Valinkas.
Yeah, he is doing exactly what he needs to do. And if you're him, just keep doing what you've done all year long. First team all SEC starting pitcher. A lot of people thought he could have been the SEC pitcher of the year. Fell just a little bit short, but I always like to look at the numbers against the best competition. You look at Valinkas in conference play, SEC play. How about a 6-2 record with a 3.49 ERA against the best competition in the country?
Big time for the Virginia transfer, who now gets Jack Archimone, the DH from Trumbull, Connecticut. Richmond transfer who ends up getting the nod here as the DH, though Wes Johnson was deliberating when we talked to him yesterday.
He was. And this is what Valinkas does, right? From the left side, especially without training the lineup, what do you do? And do you go with contact? Do you go with power? Do you go with the ability of putting the ball in play? And he decided to go with that, the ability of putting the ball in play. Yet I think with Valinkas on the mound and seeing so many lefties, it plays straight into his game.
Absolutely, because he's a lot better against lefties. And you look, well, Archimone is hitting .250 against left-handed pitching this year.
Yeah, but this is a different type of
That's
lefty.
right. It's a totally different lefty, which you think those numbers are going to go down. And that's what Valinkas can do, man. He'll shove that fastball inside to the lefties. He'll speed those bats up. He'll get to those breaking balls down and away.
Here we go with the slider. That's exactly what he did right there. Fastball in.
Yep.
It sets it up for the number 3.
There it is.
Snaps off a gem.
It's a recipe for success. It's called tunneling, and you can't do it any better than this right here. Tomas Valinkas. Heater in, breaking ball away, and just jelly legs him, and State is off the field and up by 6.
Some super regional headlines. How about last weekend in the regionals? We lost the top 2 national seeds, Brock Chalowski at UCLA and Georgia Tech. We could have 5 SEC teams in Omaha. That would be a record. We've got multiple 4 seeds in supers for the first time in the same year. And how about this? No teams who were among the 8 in Omaha last year are in supers this year.
That's the crazy one for me right there.
I think that's the cool one as well, because when we get to Omaha, we'll see a lot of first-timers there just looking around, trying to work their way through.
Vitas Valencius leading off, smokes one in the air to center. Rylan Luho is back with room for the first out. We got going with 4 games yesterday. West Virginia got a convincing win against Cal Poly. And the scenes there, as Budden and Runes were talking about in the studio, were incredible. And Pat McAfee and Rich Rodriguez were sitting basically directly behind home plate. And it's so important to win game 1. Joey Volchko looking to stabilize here in the third after a 35-pitch second inning.
I'll tell you where else it was going on. It's one of the 3 sites in the state of Alabama. Troy.
How about that?
Yeah.
Phenomenal atmosphere there as well.
6,000 plus. The mayor was, as he should be, hyped for it. Amazing scenes. Here's Reed Stallman, who had the 3-run home run last inning on the hanging curveball from Joey Volchko.
I bet he doesn't get another one of those.
Think so?
No.
See, Georgia only allowed 5 runs in 3 games last weekend and 6 in 1 inning. Bouncer right side at Ryan Wynn. 2 down.
This would be big for Volchko to go 1-2-3 here. Keep his pitch count down a little bit, kind of get back in the groove. Because you know you got a high-powered offense behind you, obviously. So it's up to him just to stack a few zeros and give this Georgia offense a chance to climb back into it. Now, won't be easy the way Valinkas is throwing the ball right now.
2 outs, base is empty, and here's the sophomore shortstop, the NC State transfer Ryder Woodson, who has again grabbed a hold of this shortstop spot down the stretch over Drew Wires. A guy who didn't play a whole lot last year for Elliott Avent's team, but did have some big moments last year in the NCAA tournament. Brian O'Connor really liked Woodson's projectability when Woodson hit the portal.
Wiry is one of the words that he used, mean with the ability of making the fundamental play at short.
Woodson had a nice day Sunday last weekend against Louisiana. 3 for 5, 2 home runs in that game for Mississippi State. This will be the 60th pitch from Joey Volchko, and it's foul, 2-2. The 2-2. Roller left side at Michael O'Shaughnessy with a quick release. And a 1-2-3 much needed third for Joey Volchko. I hope they are. I hope he has, let me put it this way, whatever beverage he wants
And
in
then
Morgantown.
some. And then some.
Yes. West Virginia, you see, off to a good start in that one with a convincing win yesterday. In Athens, that is snared up the middle by Garrick Fry, well positioned against Colby Branch to start the last of the third.
Right back up the middle. First pitch, try to jump all over it, and the defense working the shift right on him.
So one away for Tomas Valinkis, who now gets Ryan Black down in the 9th spot. Valinkis, mighty impressive. Had a very good year last year at Virginia. Was a big-time recruit, just outside the top 100 in the country, according to Perfect Game. And slotted into the weekend rotation as a rookie for Brian O'Connor and the Cavaliers. In the air to right at Jacob Parker, and there's 2 down. But they made big changes to Tomas Valinkis' delivery back in the fall, working with the pitching coach, Justin Parker.
Yeah, Justin Parker recognized that Tomas Valinkis was kind of, you know, when he come up to balance point and he'd bring his right leg up, he was twisting a little bit too much, almost showing his numbers all the way to home plate. And it was hard for him to be consistent by doing that. You know, there's been some guys that's gotten away with it over the years, but he kind of simplified things. He said, don't swing your right leg when you bring it up. Don't swing it so far back towards second base. I just want you to kind of bring it up slightly towards your opposite shoulder, your throwing shoulder, and then just go down the slope. So he kind of simplified things, and it worked out in a lot of ways. One, the command's always been really good for Valinkis, but the command even got better. And on top of that, he became more consistent, throwing the ball to the tunnels and to the quadrants of the strike zone that he wanted to. And the velo actually picked up and got more consistent by doing that as well.
Brian O'Connor told us that when it clicked, he said it was like bam. It happened right away.
It's like a light bulb went on. You know, it just came on automatically, and he just felt more comfortable over the top of the rubber. And he's a big-time strike thrower. We touched on him. I mean, 7th most strikeouts in baseball, 130 of them coming in, only 19 walks. So, man, he fills it up.
2-1 on Kenny Ishikawa, who singled backside in the first. Yeah, Valinkis is up a full tick on the velo on his fastball last year to this year. And then he's throwing way more pitches in the strike zone. Roller at second at Garrick Fry. Quick work, 1, 2, 3 on 7 pitches. Speaking of Brian O'Connor, we chat with him when we come back. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Super Regionals presented by Capital One. Mississippi State head coach Brian O'Connor joins us now. And Oak, we were just talking about the changes you guys and Justin Parker made with Tomas back in the fall and how it's clicked. How's he improved this year from year 1 to year 2?
Well, just the consistency of his pitches, right? The location of his fastball, he's not spraying it as much. His execution this year has been really, really good, and that's Tomas's adjustments that him and Coach Parker made.
Coach, your offense has been really good all year, but it seems like here in the regionals and so far here in the super regionals, it's grabbed a different gear. What's been the secret to that?
2 strikes, Ben. You know, that second inning, I think we had 5 knocks with 2 strikes, and it's just been a tough mentality, right? That you know, we're going to grind it out, and I think you know, 4 or 5 of those hits with 2 strikes, that's a big difference, and it's a big difference this time of the year every year.
Oak, thank you.
Thank you.
First pitch swinging in the air to right from Kevin Milewski, and gone! Leadoff shot to begin the 4th inning, and Mississippi State adds on.
That's
I'm
short
telling you.
porch. That's short porch to right. Get it up in the air and just do not try to pull it. Just hit it where it's pitched. And Milewski showing his power the other way, getting it up in the air and being able to put another run. And this time, that was a first pitch, attacking early.
And I'm telling you what I said early in this ball game, right-handed hitters look for the ball middle away because that's where he's pitching right now. And if you're Mississippi State and you're right-handed, you'd be crazy to look for any other spot because, again, Volchko has not thrown one pitch on purpose to the inside part of the plate.
Now Bryce Chance serves one into deep left with Ishikawa backing off the top of the wall. Bryce Chance motors to second, the slide, they got him. Kenny Ishikawa cuts down Bryce Chance, digging for 2.
How about the ability to show off your arm and make that play from the wall? Ishikawa knew he did not have a chance. Once he didn't, threw a strike over. Ishikawa, a two-way player. Also on the mound, throws very well from the mound and showing the arm strength from left field.
That was big time. Because remember, he made an error just an inning or two ago, so that's bouncing back after making an error. A perfect throw into second base.
Right as the lineup flips back to the top 2 against Joey Volchko. Back to the leadoff spot for Garrick Fry. Strikeout in the first, fly out to left. Sorry, Eddie.
Not fooling a lot right now. The swings are very good off of him. As soon as I say that, he throws a slider down and away out of the zone. But that's what he has to do. The secondary, he has to trust that the hitters will chase out of the zone. That's what's made him nasty the entire year.
Well, think about this. I mean, he strikes out the first 3 batters of the game he sees. Since then, not another strikeout. And it's almost like he doesn't have what we call a killer pitch, an out pitch. Talked about Brian O'Connor saying we got 5 base hits in that one in 2 strike counts. That tells me that Volchko doesn't have an out pitch to finish you with right now.
That's the one. Again, that's the one right there where you don't get the chase. Now, what the hitters are doing is attacking in the zone because he's throwing too many pitches in the strike zone, especially with movement. The cutter, middle away, goes right with it to right field.
Ben, you were talking about those right-hand hitters with pitches moving away.
Yeah, and if you're left-handed too, I mean, I'm just watching where Daniel Jackson, the catcher, setting up. A lot of the left-handed approach has been backdoor with the fastball. And if you watch Daniel Jackson set up, he's going a lot to the backside. So it's almost like both the lefties and the righties need to look for the ball away. See Daniel Jackson rocking to the outside part again.
I'll tell you this, though. I'm surprised that he's still in the game 7-0. There's still an opportunity for Georgia. This ballpark, they can score at will. I understand Valinkis right now has been on point for Mississippi State.
See the stirring in the bullpen for Georgia. Paul Farley is up. He pitched well in Hoover in the SEC championship game a few weeks ago. That's outside, so it's 3-1 on Ace Reese, the projected first rounder for the Bulldogs. Reese struck out looking his first time and then had that ball to deep left in the second that Kenny Ishikawa dropped. Full count here.
See, if you're not going to throw the fastball in there, I'm okay with that. I mean, get something every now and then to the inside part of the plate.
Three-two. Reese rolls it foul.
Another phenomenal season for Ace Reese. Going to be a first rounder in the July draft coming up. He's improved his defense and one of 3 players in the country with 20+ home runs and 20+ doubles on the season.
Backside down the line. Ishikawa bolts back and hauls in this one to end the inning. Kevin Milewski with a leadoff home run makes it 7-0 Mississippi State. Talk with the Georgia head coach, Wes Johnson, right after this. Game one in this best of 3 Super Regional, and Georgia head coach Wes Johnson's kind enough to join us right now. Wes, what'd you see from Joey Volchko in the second and from Mississippi State hitters really with 2 strikes?
Yeah, no, I mean, tip your hat to those guys. They got off some good swings. You know, we had a first pitch walk there, and then, you know, left a breaking ball up that, you know, we needed to expand down. So tip your hat to those guys, but we got a long game left. We got to get back in the box. We got to compete a little better, have a little better plan, and get off a better swing.
Okay, that's exactly where I was going to go, Coach. Tomas Valinkas on the mound. What adjustments, not just mentally, but physically, do they have to do at the plate?
Yeah, well, we got to be ready to hit our fastball. You know that. I mean, we're missing some heaters and not, you know, you look at it, the difference right now in the game, besides the breaker, is, you know, Mississippi State's got their swing off on some really good heaters, and we haven't, right? So we've got to get our swing off and be ready for it when it comes in.
Thanks a lot, Wes.
All right, thanks. Go Ducks.
Well, he's got good part of the order here, leading off with Daniel Jackson. But to that point that he made about the heaters, Eddie, you had asked him about it yesterday against left-handed pitching, a stud lefty starter. He said they got to take some chances against fastballs.
They have to take some chances. 5 lefties in the lineup.
Daniel Jackson clobbers one deep to left field and gone right on cue.
A heater on cue. 30th of the season for Daniel Jackson. Continuing an unbelievable season. Trying to get this offense started. The right guy at the plate to do so.
You know what I love about his swing, Eddie? And you can relate to this. It is nice and quiet. It's not a lot of movement at all. And watch how quick he is on the inside part of the play. Watch him just jerk. See how quickly he gets the hands in? Gets the hands in tight to the body, gets the barrel to it. 2-seam fastball, and boy, you talk about quickly turning one around, and the Georgia Bulldogs are on the scoreboard here in Athens.
That is a strong body. He got jammed and still was able to carry it over the fence in left field.
And how about that? It's now 30-25 for Daniel Jackson, chasing 30-30, trying to join J.D. Drew is the only guy who's done that. And the 3rd home run of this NCAA tournament for Daniel Jackson against the fastball, indeed, from Tomas Valinkas. Now Rylan Luho. He flew to left his first time. Mentioned earlier the competitiveness of Rylan Luho, prized transfer that they brought in from Dayton. Wes Johnson was telling us a story that Rylan Luho got called out recently, and he came steaming into the dugout and said, "How many cameras do we have watching this?" And Wes said, 9. Rylan Luho said, "They got to check that." He lifts this one to right field. Well struck at the wall. Goodbye. Back-to-back tanks for Georgia. And here come the Dogs.
Hey now. This is what the Dogs do right here, folks. They blow it out of the ballpark. They don't steal many bases at all. It's not part of their ball game. They've only attempted 3 sacrifice bunts all year, but what they do is they blow it out of the ballpark. That's 167 homers on the year now, #1 in the country.
All right, so this is a game of adjustments. You work the pitcher to your count. That's exactly what he did. They said they have to be on the fastball. The adjustments second time around are being made by the middle part of that lineup. Fastball up, go the other way. Even if you miss it, it is very forgiving here in this ballpark towards right field, and Luho taking advantage of it. The fans needed something. They needed to get out of their seats.
Yeah, this place had gotten really quiet after that 6 spot, but it is starting to rock now.
And so Tomas Valinkas had fallen behind both times. It was 1-0 against Jackson, 2-0 against Luho. Fastballs from Valinkas, and Wes Johnson had just said you got to be on time for it.
The key to pitching is obviously throwing strike one and staying out of predictable counts. And when you face an offense like Georgia has, you want to stay out of predictable counts. Now, if you're Valinkas, maybe you want to get the ball down in this ballpark, maybe get the ball down with that 2-seamer in the zone just a little bit more than where he is.
3 of the next 4 hitters now are left-handed. Good visit on the mound, be able to settle him down.
14th time Georgia has gone back-to-back this year, and that is the most times in the country. I love those lefties. Here's Michael O'Shaughnessy in the cleanup spot. He struck out on a slider his first time, getting the start for Trey Phelps. And if you're not with us, Trey Phelps suspended for game 1 in this best-of-3 super after he got ejected last Sunday in the regional final for Georgia here in Athens. I thought it was neat. We talked with Trey Phelps for a while yesterday as O'Shaughnessy went around. He asked us what we thought of the situation. He said, hey, you guys are impartial observers watching this. What did you guys think watching it? And he said he wanted to hear other people's opinions on it. He is watching at an undisclosed location. He told us he would be watching and listening to this. Bouncing ball right side at the first baseman, Reed Stallman. Valinkis covers for the first down, the last of the 4th.
Yeah, he asked us. And anytime you look over to that dugout, even if you're not looking at the dugout and you're looking at the tickets that were purchased by your friends above the dugout, you're asking for it, especially in a moment like that.
Yes.
First baseman, second baseman yelling at him the way through. Umpires decided to make a move and get him out of the ball game, and that's going to cost him here and cost him during this game as well.
He told us it is the most his phone has ever blown up in his life as Ryan Wynn hooks one foul. Trey said to us, there are times I've wanted publicity with the way that I dress or the colorful attire that I have on a baseball field. He said, not so much this time.
Yeah, look, and I don't mind the celebrations as long as you're celebrating with your team and your dugout. Anytime you turn to the opposing dugout, there's going to be a problem. And the players have been told, hey, be very careful how you celebrate.
Tell you what, though, we're going to see a lot of him, though.
On the ground, sharply at short, sliding stab, Ryder Woodson at a wide throw, pulled Reed Stallman off the bag.
Defensively, everything went well until he tried to rush the throw. Did the 360 on the grab, backhand. Did have time to be able to set his feet and see where he was, used the bounce correctly, but just rushed it thinking that wind was a little bit quicker. You saw that ball sail on him a little bit, just cut.
And that was a nice play by Reed Stallman, too, just to keep Ryan Wynn over at first base. That ball gets by him. He's in a scoring position.
Oh, smoked at 102 by Ryan Wynn. Now to the 6th spot in Brennan Hudson.
Okay, so this is an interesting at-bat because now it's a game of adjustments for Hudson, who last time struck out on the slider, down and away, chasing. Excuse me, ground ball unassisted to first. How is he going to be able to keep the ball middle the other way and not try to pull?
You said it earlier, this guy is so good with not expanding. He's got one of the 5 lowest chase rates in the SEC. Coming off a big regional last weekend. Brennan Hudson on Friday against Long Island, 2 home runs. He got hit by 3 pitches and walked in that game. And then Saturday against Liberty, 2 more hits, including a home run. Wes Johnson said to us, left-handed pitchers might not be his specialty, but the guy's got 20 home runs and doesn't expand. He rolls one up the middle past the dive of Garrick Fry into center. Ryan Wynn first to third, 2 on for Georgia, and just 1 out in the 4th.
Just a different approach, Ben.
Yep.
Staying more up the middle. Teams making the adjustment. They've been aggressive, and they're not missing the number 1. Coach told us, can't miss that 1 pitch.
Yeah, and it's clear what the approach is for Georgia, and they're going to hunt the fastballs. And if I'm Valinkis on the mound and the pitching coach Justin Parker from Mississippi State, I'm starting to recognize they are hunting fastballs early. So maybe he wants to pivot a little bit and start pitching a little bit backwards. Maybe there's a changeup. Maybe there's a breaking ball to get ahead with strike 1, and then maybe finish with the breaking ball instead.
Jack Archimode bats, 7-spot DH. Takes ball 1 with a glove side miss from Tomas Valinkis. Archimode struck out looking on a slider his first time to end a 1-2-3 second from Valinkis. 2-0.
There we go, working the counts earlier. We already saw what happened on 1-0 early in this inning. Home run by Jackson, 2-0, home run by Lujo.
This guy Arcamone has big time pop, second highest exit velos on the team. Was geared up and he went around on the 2-0 in the dirt.
And that's what I think Valinkis has to start doing, right? When he gets himself in fastball counts, can he get something off speed around the strike zone?
We just said maybe there's got to be more of that from Justin Parker and Tomas Valinkis. 2 on, 1 out, 2-1. He squares and he bunts it foul.
Don't like it. I understand left on left, you're down 5, but there's 1 out. And it's not a safety. That was him on his own thinking, okay, the defensive ace Reese playing a couple steps behind third base, get on and pass the baton. And now you're working on a 2-2 count.
2-2. Arcamone pops it up. In the left at Vitas Valencias. He makes the catch. Ryan Wynn tags. The throw is offline. Another run for Georgia on a ball that wasn't hit all that deep.
I'm kind of surprised right here.
Scouting report. They know the arm in left field, and this is doing your homework if you're Georgia. Let's get another run. Let's put the pressure on right there. And most likely Arcamone is being spoken about that bunt attempt, but being able to run and get that extra run in there. Now down 4 instead of 5.
And I thought Valencias out in left field could have done a better job. That ball was high in the air to get behind it and get a lot of momentum and a little bit more on the throw than what he did. But I don't think he thought the runner was going to tag in from third and score, but he did.
And so just like that, a 7-run margin for Mississippi State is down to 4.
He's got to be careful here with Range. He's looking to make this a 2-run ball game.
Saw what he's done from this spot in the lineup. He's got 14 home runs this year, batting in the 8 spot like he is now, or the 9 spot, and that's the most of any individual player from down that low in the country. He's got a 2-0 count. Second team All-SEC shortstop, 3-year starter for the Bulldogs. Geared up again, and then a 2-0 slider.
Yeah, I think Mississippi State is starting to recognize what their approach is from Georgia, so you're starting to see Valinkis pitch a little bit differently. Now, still, they want him to throw strike 1 and get ahead and put hitters on the defense, but he's been able to land some off-speed pitches and plus counts in this inning.
2-1. Branch cuts through another one.
There you go, a little slightly lower right here. Try to get him to chase a little bit out of the zone. Valinkis is a master at that.
His 2-2. Branch lays off this one. I think some of those earlier were the changeup. That was the slider right there, but mixing in the changeup his second time through against righties.
I'm surprised they're holding Hudson at first.
First time Tomas Valinkis has been in a 3-2 count.
Oh, yeah.
And he misses just in, and there's 2 on.
Pretty good pitch.
Try to surprise him with that number 1.
And he had him, too. I mean, he had him locked up after a lot of off-speed pitches and away. You see the catcher, Maluski, gently rocks the inside part of the plate, and that's just missing strike 3. That's a good take.
So 2 on, 2 out into the 9 spot for Georgia with Hudson at second and Branch at first. 25 pitches already this inning. And now Ryan Black lined out to right his first time. Very good bat to ball guy who Wes Johnson said can run into one every now and then. First pitch swinging, a rope into right, fair ball into the corner. Hudson scores. Parker collects. They wave Branch to the plate. Stolman's throw, not in time.
I'll tell you who's having a great inning is Brock Bennett at third base as a third base coach for Georgia. What a read, being able to send the trail runner home on this. 3:14 down the line. You get Branch at first base. He sends him. Why? Because he misses the first cutoff, man. And right then and there decides to keep waving him in. Beautifully done, aggressive, even down in this game. You get the fans back with 5 runs in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
101 off the bat of Ryan Black. 9th batter this inning is the leadoff man, Kenny Ishikawa. And the slide from Colby Branch ahead of the tag from Kevin Milewski. And how about this inning and a Georgia response? I mean, Wes Johnson had started this inning saying to us, we got a long way to go and we have to get to the fastball.
Well, think about this. Valencas had retired 9 in a row before the 4th inning began. But this is what Georgia does, man. They're really good at making adjustments. It's an older team, and they're very good at making offensive adjustments the 2nd, 3rd time through.
2-1 here from Valencas, who continues to fall behind these Georgia hitters. A wise man said to me, 7 probably wasn't going to be enough in this one.
Yes.
Nope. 2-1. Outside, 3-1 on Kenny Ishikawa, and Daniel Jackson's on deck, and he started this inning with a home run.
Ishikawa taking the entire way here. With Jackson behind him. He knows the score. Very smart player.
Well, if you're Valencas here, fastball away. You want to go to that slider maybe right here. Started almost in the exact same spot and drifted off the outside edge, and maybe you get that swing and a miss that you're looking for.
32nd pitch of the inning. Ishikawa bounces at Stallman, who handled the hop, got to his feet, and won the foot race. And the inning's over on a bang-bang play at first, with Georgia putting a 5 spot on the board.
1-0. 1-0 count. There's the 1 run. 2-0 count. There's the 2nd run. And that got it started. 3 more for Georgia.
Game summary summarizes.
Normally it summarizes the game.
Okay, that's what you normally tell me.
That's right.
That's elite stuff right there, guys.
6 runs in the top of the 2nd for Mississippi State, and then 5 for Georgia in the bottom of the 4th. Something Tomas Valencas not used to. First time in his career allowing 5 in an inning, and it matches a career high in pitches in any inning with 32. And now Joey Volchko back into the game as we start the 5th. This is first pitch swinging in the air to left from Noah Sullivan. And Kenny Ishikawa there. It's a big inning for Joey Volchko.
No, this is a huge inning for him because he's got to have a little bit of a 2nd win now. His team went out and put up 5 on the scoreboard to get right back in this ball game, and he needs one thing right now is a shutdown inning. We always talk about that momentum he wants to keep that momentum on his side because this offense has exploded and got Georgia right back in this one.
This is Jacob Parker, standout freshman who walked his first time leading off the second. Then later in the second, had an RBI single up the middle. Twin brother JoJo Parker, of course, who is 1 minute older. Fraternal twin brothers. 8th overall pick of the Blue Jays this past summer. These guys hit 1 and 2 at Purvis in Mississippi in high school. JoJo is the leadoff guy. Elite bat to ball. Contact hitter. Plays shortstop. And then Jacob, as he says, with some more pop, some more strength, the bigger frame. He batted second behind his brother. 3-1. This will be the 80th pitch from Joey Volchko. Here it is. That's down, and a 1-out walk. Parker has earned 2 of them, and a 1-out base runner for Mississippi State. Hey, ESPN is the home of MLB.tv. You can stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. Blackout and other restrictions apply. And for more info, go to ESPN.com/MLBTV. With Ben McDonald and Eduardo Perez, Mike Monaco with you, and our entire crew behind the scenes from Athens, Georgia. Game 1 in this best-of-3 super, with 8 games today in the beautiful world of college baseball, between here on ESPN and then also going on right now on ESPN2 for 8 spots in the Men's College World Series that starts next weekend. Here's Vitas Valencias, older brother, of course, of Tomas, who had a pull side single in the first and then flew out to center in the third. On the ground to first. Hudson goes to second. Sailed it. They don't get the out there on Parker. That's an error on Brennan Hudson at first, and there's 2 on for Mississippi State.
Yeah, you got to guarantee 1. And Hudson right there tried to rush it thinking he was going to get 2. I don't know if he was going to or not. But you have to be able to secure it, keep it down. Was not able to, and now you're putting a little bit more pressure on Volchko, who has struggled with men on base. His ERA dramatically goes up. No runners on base. It's a .87 coming into this game. Runners on 6.97.
2 on for Reed Stallman. With a 3-run pump his first time, and he launches here. Foul. Look out.
Yeah, kind of rare for Georgia because their defense all year long has been incredible. And they got 2 errors today. Here's that hanging breaking ball. First breaking ball of the day, and I think the only breaking ball of the day that Volchko has thrown, and it landed way out there in right field.
It's been all fastball, slider, maybe a cutter or 2 from Joey Volchko. Cut and a miss on Stallman. Did he think it was 3 or just a little bit frustrated with strike 2?
I think frustrated with strike 2, but I'll tell you this, though. He has to be able now to get and induce the swing out of the zone. Looking for the strikeout.
The 0-2. Stallman doesn't bite. What is the best swing and miss? Is it the back foot slider from Joey Volchko to lefties?
I think typically it is, but what we got to remember is every day is a little bit different for a pitcher. I mean, some days you got your A game, a third of the time you got your A game, a third of the time you got, your B game, then a third of the time you don't really have a whole lot, but you got to go out there and compete no matter what you have that particular day.
Okay, the thing is he's thrown, what, 1 curveball, and that curveball, you showed it earlier, it was deposited by this man at the plate, but he has not been able to throw anything that is soft after that curveball. Everything's been hard, the fastball, the slider, high velo. Mississippi State gearing for a pitch up in the zone to try to make sure they don't chase down.
One-two. Hooked foul again.
That's
by Stallman.
quick hands right there. And man, if you're reading bats right there and a guy in a 2-strike count can take 95 in on his hands and get the barrel to it, that tells you a lot about if you're reading bats. He's sitting fastball. If you can get to that, you can't cover the off-speed stuff on the backside of the plate.
Two absolute ropes foul, 106 and 103 off the bat.
I'm going to slide her down the way right now.
Jackson pointing down.
He wants it in the dirt. There
That's
it is.
where they get it. That might have been the curveball there, and Volchko likes it from his catcher.
Yeah.
He just pointed back at Jackson.
I like that. I like that. And Daniel Jackson kind of took charge right there. He said, here's the curveball for the second time today. And he pointed to the ground. He says, if you're going to miss, I need you to miss down. Do not miss up, out, over the plate. And Volchko executes that breaking ball perfectly. Watch this. Point to the ground. I need it down. Make sure it is down out of the zone, and we'll get the swing and miss that we're looking for. And that is well done. And a big-time pick by Daniel Jackson, too.
Yeah, with 2 on and now 2 out for Ryder Woodson. 2 groundouts to the left side of the infield so far for Woodson, the sophomore shortstop in the 7th spot. Joey Volchko now at 90 pitches here in the 5th. That's a backup breaking ball for a strike.
This is old school pitching. You allow 6 in the 2nd inning, but you have kept your team in it. Allowed your offense to try to come back. This is a big hitter, big situation right now for Volchko.
One. Swing and a miss. Great tight slider again. The crowd rises in support of Joey Volchko in Athens. Here's 1-2. Got him!
Big time. All of a sudden, that slider's gotten a little bit sharper for Joey V. And Joey V is doing it right now. This is what you call a bounce back. How about back-to-back punch outs? You can't spin one any better than that. We got a ball game, folks.
College baseball fans know the story by now. Daniel Jackson, nickname Rhino, tried to give the nickname last year to his teammate Slate Alford, who then spun it back on Daniel Jackson, who is chasing what would be just the 3rd SEC Triple Crown. Rhino homered his last time, leading off the bottom of the 4th. He takes a fastball for strike 1 in the 5th against Tomas Valinkas.
Yeah, he got the party started. If you just tuned in, Mississippi State got out early in this one, up 7-0. And then Daniel Jackson stepped to the plate in the 4th inning, a solo home run. Georgia climbed right back into this one.
Flashed foul by Jackson. Right now, Daniel Jackson is 57th on our ESPN MLB draft rankings from Kylie McDaniel, and it is not going to be a surprise at all if he goes a lot earlier than that. Feed the trees with the Rhino. That's actually a sign made by Daniel's mother.
That's nice right there.
A strikeout for Valinkis of Jackson to start the bottom of the 5th.
That's how you do it, a 2-strike count right there. If you're Tomas Valinkis right here, a little backdoor breaking ball. As a hitter, you give up on it. You see it out of the hand, it's a ball. And he just perfectly crept it right back over the outside edge.
Very important start to this inning for Tomas Valinkis. And now Rylan Luho. He homered his last time too, to begin the bottom of the 4th inning, going back-to-back with Jackson.
Lujo's approach last time was going the other way, and it was on a 2-0 count that he was able to go deep.
2-0 count here. Excellent bat-to-ball guy. Took a cut there on 2-0, again off speed from Valinkis.
Yeah. Valinkis has certainly changed his approach. Scout report tells you one thing, but when you start to read bats as the game goes forward, then you may have to change and pivot from your approach from time to time. That looked like a little changeup. So 2-0 count. It's a breaking ball 2-1, and then a changeup kind of working down the way to get back into it 2-2.
In the back of your mind, as a hitter, you have to be thinking, okay, will he try to surprise him with a fastball in the upper quadrant, or does he go soft again?
Breaking ball laced into left field by Rylan Luho. His second hit in as many innings. Tying run to the plate for Georgia in the 5th.
How about Lujo right here? Just understanding the way that they're pitching him. They decide to go with the breaking pitch. Too much of the plate stays up. And Lujo, after showing the power to the opposite field this time, delivers a base hit to the pull side.
So man on for Shaggy. Michael O'Shaughnessy 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to first for the guy stepping in at third base for Trey Phelps. Action in the bullpen with Tyler Pitzer and the premium lightning bolt freshman left arm on Jack Bauer. Up to 103 in high school. Laced down the line by O'Shaughnessy. That's fair, it's a home run, and we are tied.
It's the second time he takes him deep this year. Took him deep during the regular season in Starkville. And this time just barely keeping it fair. Tying this ball game at 7. 19 home runs on the season in less than 200 at-bats.
This is a crew chief initiated review. The previous players under review.
Well, you just heard the announcement. We will get a crew chief initiated review on fair or foul for Michael O'Shaughnessy, who right now has tied this game.
Looked like a breaking ball to me. He just kind of went out and circled it too.
Well, from that angle, you can't tell from that angle. But it had a lot of hook to it. Foul pole or fair pole, however you want to call it.
Boy, this is a situation. Yeah, it's a situation, guys, where because you've got the hill, Kudzu Hill so packed up there, we have this camera out there, and this is our best look at it.
That's hard to tell.
That's hard to tell because it has to just, it's not where it lands. getting past that pole. I don't think they have enough to overturn it.
Hard to see it being overturned. I agree with you, Eduardo.
Yeah, it's just hard to tell if you don't have the perfect angle going down the right field or left field line.
I don't know how you can overturn that.
I don't know. You have a lot of fans with their hands up, like it went over the upright, through the uprights.
And if it indeed stands, I mean, what a moment for Michael O'Shaughnessy. They're looking at it in Pittsburgh in the NCAA Replay Operations Center. You said it, O'Shaughnessy had already taken Valinkas deep earlier this year, 2 months ago, in that road sweep for Georgia. Big time swings, and left on left, he gets in there again with no Trey Phelps and might have just tied this.
At review, the call will stand. Home run.
106 off the bat from Shaggy, and we're tied.
Big time swing by O'Shaughnessy there. Well, we're getting kind of what we thought we were going to get, boys. Not runs on the scoreboard, but points on the scoreboard. Two of the most high-powered offenses in the game, and they have not disappointed so far.
And they have chased Tomas Valinkas from this game.
This is what good offenses do. They make adjustments. And boy, did Georgia make the adjustment. 6 of Georgia's 8 hits, and all 3 home runs have come on the first 3 pitches of an at-bat.
Michael O'Shaughnessy has Foley Field absolutely rocking in game 1 of this best-of-3 Super Regional with a 2-run tank that stayed fair down the right field line to chase Tomas Valinkas.
It was a slider. He didn't miss it, sitting all over it. Keeping it fair, it had to go upon review, but it got everyone in this ballpark up with a lot of hope, trying to steal one here.
Jack Bauer takes over. A guy who has maxed out this year as a true freshman, premium recruit who made it to campus. He's maxed out at 102.4 miles an hour.
Yeah, turn it up, because he can flat turn it up. Fastball's going to average 97. He'll show you triple digits from time to time, making his 16th appearance of the year. They have all been out of the bullpen. And it's easy gas, too. I mean, it's just nice and smooth and just flicking in there at 97.
Any coincidence the number's 24 on his back?
It is intentional from Jack Bauer. Named for the character in the great Kiefer Sutherland show. 99 and easy juice.
I'm telling you, it comes out of his hand. What's odd, though, is they're hitting 311 off his fastball this year, even though as high velocity as it is. His best pitch has been, the out pitch has been that slider. Opponents hitting just 118 off the slider.
1-2 to Ryan Wynn. 99 up and away, no chase. And it's a ton of fastballs, too. Jack Bauer throws fastballs 71% of the time, and he's their hardest thrower. He's the third hardest thrower in the SEC by average fastball. A couple Florida Gators throw consistently harder. Cut and a miss, 100 from Jack Bauer.
That's just kind of my best against yours right there.
When you face a left-hander that is throwing this hard, you have to try to make contact on the top part of the baseball because you muscle up. And what happens is you swing underneath every pitch that has ride.
Brian O'Connor always says it is a lightning bolt of a left arm. Now 2 outs, and Brennan Hudson laces one into right field and dunks it down in front of Jacob Parker. 99 coming in, 99 going out for Brennan Hudson.
And you mentioned it too, Mikey. I mean, if you're Georgia right now, you hunt the fastball because it's 71% heaters. And Bauer's one of those guys you're not going to cover both. If he throws you some good sliders, you're just going to swing and miss or take him and go back to the dugout. But hunt that number 1.
Jack Bauer's pitched twice this year against Georgia and had very good outings both times. Man out here with the 2 outs against Jack Arcamo in the 7th spot. Glove side heater. Arcamone struck out looking on a slider against Tomas Valinkis in the 2nd, and then had a sac fly to shallow left in the 4th. They brought Jack Bauer along pretty slowly this year. He went through a multi-week stretch where he didn't pitch. He just worked on things with the pitching coach, Justin Parker. Came back from that, and he's had some really good moments in the 2nd half of the season.
Well, it's a special arm. It's an arm you don't see very often, especially from the left side with that kind of velocity. He can do that, man. It's tough because obviously as a hitter, you got to gear up and go get 98, 99, right? You got to get your foot down and you got to go. He spins that in there. Hey, you're going to swing and miss.
One, 2. Arcamone backside. Ace Reese couldn't collect. 2 on for Georgia.
How about the 2 left-handed hitters being able to at least find barrel against that type of velo and that sweeping slider that he has.
$100-mile-an-hour heater. 102 hot shot at Ace Reese.
Just flicked it the other way.
So 2 aboard with these 2 outs. And here comes the leader on this team for Georgia, the shortstop, Colby Branch. He told us yesterday, I dream about Omaha. He said, I want to go on and win a national championship. And said it hurts him so much that this Georgia program is not thought of as a blue blood.
Yes.
I mean, he got misty-eyed talking to us about how much it means to try to get this team there.
He was very passionate when he talked to us yesterday. And remember, he was on the field a couple years ago. He had a super regional right here, NC State and Georgia, and went to a game 3 in the supers, and NC State won it, and Georgia was right there, had an opportunity to win it. And that hurt him. That hurt Branch big time. He wants to get to Omaha. That's his dream.
How do you become a blue blood?
You become a blue blood by getting there enough times. But this is the history we're looking at of Southeastern Conference baseball. It was Mississippi State and Will Clark and Palomero and Thigpen and Brantley and Ron Polk back in the mid-'80s that put the SEC on the map. But it was Georgia that won the first ever national championship in 1990 for the Southeastern Conference. And the Southeastern Conference has dominated since 1990.
After the offensive timeout, it's ball 1 with soft stuff from Jack Bauer to Colby Branch.
He's got to let that number 1 ride. Keep it down in the zone. Hitting it hard enough instead of trying to get the swing and miss. Let your defense play. He's got good sink. He can get the ground ball, but he has to be able to keep that contact pitch down in the zone.
against a veteran hitter in Branch, who's had more than 1,000 plate appearances in his career. 53 home runs. This year's been the best season of his career with a career-high 17. Laces one into left. Branch into the corner, a fair ball. Arcamone to the plate, and Colby Branch delivers, and the Dogs have the lead.
And the right man delivered, and he beat the young freshman with the secondary stuff with the slider, and went back-to-back with it. Changeup staying up.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the pitch selection right here, because to me, for Bauer, the changeup is his third pitch. It's his worst pitch, and he just hung this changeup right out over the heart of the plate at 85 miles an hour. And I tell you what, Colby Branch quickly turns it around, just a bullet down the left field line. That pushes across 2, and the Georgia Bulldogs now up by 2.
Down 7-0 in this game in the 4th. This is first pitch swinging from Ryan Black. He pops it up right side at Garrick Fry, and the inning's over. 9 runs in a row the last 2 innings, and Georgia's feeling it through 5. Buds Runes, how about that? I mean, Steve Saban's taken over that program from Randy Mazie. What a job trying to get to Omaha for the first time ever. Rocking environments all over the place on day 2 of Super Regionals Game 1 here. And Joey Volchko gets through 5 and now gives way to a fellow former Stanford Cardinal in Matt Scott.
Big guy, too. 6'7", 241 pounds, 7-0. Making his 18th appearance. He does have 3 starts under his belt, 53 in the third, 67 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 192 off the big right-hander, Scott.
Who was massive in relief last Saturday to beat Liberty and get Georgia to the regional final. 5 innings, 1 hit, shutout ball in relief. 79 pitches, and Matt Scott exited to a loud standing ovation here. Starts out with strike 1 to Kevin Maluski, 8-9-1 for Mississippi State, now down by 2.
And it's a pretty special fastball, too, by Matt Scott. You look at what the opponents are hitting off that fastball, just 157. The average fastball in the college game gets hit at 300 opponents' batting average, so you see where his is at 157. It's got a lot of what you call induced vertical break, meaning it just kind of stays on plane. It gives the appearance to the hitter because it's not extremely high velo, but it's an analytical fastball, meaning it just kind of stays on plane and explodes through the zone.
That explosion is perceived velocity. You hear that as well a lot. That 95, turns into, for the hitter, maybe 97 to 98 miles per hour.
And he's right over the top, too. You see that's a big high release point right over the top. Over 7 foot high, he lets the ball go. And it's just riding through the zone.
Yeah, we were talking with Will Coggin on the Georgia staff yesterday. He said it's like 7'3" in terms of the release height, where it's coming from.
We
More
always
to a hitter, like what's that feel like when they're coming out of that arm slot over the top?
You look at a former East Carolina guy, Trey Savage, who's now with the Toronto Blue Jays. He's got an elite over the top like that where you get a lot of chase.
Milewski in the air, center field. Lujo started in, now he bolts back, and it is gone! Off the batter's eye for Kevin Milewski with his second pump of the day.
Come on now, have a day, Mr. Milewski, huh? A 3-for-3 day, couple of homers, couple of RBIs, and Mississippi State answers right back.
That's a 2-strike at bat right there.
Milewski came in hitting just .220 on the year. A 3-for-3 day, and watch this swing right here.
Breaking pitch.
Little breaking ball elevated, boy, and it was elevated just enough, and he knew it when he touched that one. He had home run number 12 on the season.
How about 109? They track it at 420 feet for Kevin Milewski off the batter's eye. For a guy who gets his money's worth when he gets hits, I mean, it is a high share of home runs for the Seton Hall transfer behind the plate. And this place is quiet. 1-1 on Bryce Chance in the 9th spot. A couple singles for Chance. Bryce Chance was rolling to start this season. At the start of April, Bryce Chance had the highest batting average in the SEC. Basically halfway in, 30 games or so in. He was batting .430. Tick ahead of Trey Phelps in front of Daniel Jackson, who at that time was 3rd. I mean, Bryce Chance was doing it all.
He's gotten it going, man. And you talk about lengthening your lineup, too. I mean, look what Milewski in the 8-hole and Chance has done in the 9-hole. They are combined 5 for 5 so far today.
Joey Volchko in the end got Georgia through 5 innings. Gave up the 6th spot in the 2nd, and then just 1 run over the next 3 innings on the first Milewski home run. 1-2. Line drive right field. Ryan Black for the first out. Hey, Mariners-Orioles is Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern time, right here on ESPN or the ESPN app. What do we got in the big leagues, boys?
Well, the American League is up for grabs right now. Nobody's really running away with it. And wild card is wide open right now. National League a little bit different. The American League, man, has kind of been back and forth. The Orioles have gotten hot recently after a rough start.
Yeah, that I-95 area over there with Baltimore as well, and the Phillies.
Orioles have won 5 of 6 and 10 of their last 14. Pulled the string on them to start against Garrick Fry.
That's got good fastball, a couple different breaking balls, and that changeup you just saw.
Fry a strikeout, a flyout, and another K. Both strikeouts against fastballs. Hits this one well in the air to deep right field. Black goes back at the wall, and we are tied again.
Goodness. That's such an impressive swing. That's going up top shelf right there, folks, and just flattening out your swing on an elevated heater that's got some carry to it and able to get the barrel to it. Garrick Fry's 12th long ball of the year, his 47th RBI, and guess what? We are all new again.
Yeah, Scott giving up his 11th home run of the season, 4th to a left-handed hitter. There's no doubt about that one here in this ballpark.
Watch this swing right here. That is so good, matching the plane of the baseball. Look how he flattens out his swing, and that ball's not even a strike. It's above the top of the strike zone, and somehow he gets a barrel to it.
404 feet for Garrick Fry off his bat at 105 miles an hour. Brian O'Connor told us yesterday, it is power from both sides of the plate for Garrick Fry, even with some free swinger in him. And now Ace Reese over the top of a changeup.
We've got, what, a combined 7 home runs in this game so far.
Big Ben, you've been working on your home run call. You want to break one out?
Oh, goodness.
Get you a little play-by-play.
I believe that to you.
I mean, it does absolutely fly here. Anyone who's watched a Georgia baseball game knows that. And they don't shy away from it either. But in terms of power conference ballparks, this is the most homer-happy ballpark. And it's not just because of the talented offense that's the home team.
No, it's a nightmare. I mean, when you leave here as a staff, you got to go to ice down your ERA, you know, because the ERA is going up in this ballpark.
Is that the only thing you have to ice down?
Well, maybe your shoulder, too, and your feelings a little bit.
Roller off the bag, and Ace Reese is on off the carom.
How about that? Right off the carom.
He plays skee ball with the first base bag and a one-out base runner.
Yeah, Hudson's asking for them to review the play. Now, Ace Reese did beat the throw there, but they're going to review. They might review this one. Wes Johnson's asking to see if they should or not.
I thought it was off the white bag and not the green.
I think that's what the confusion is. Did it hit the white part of the bag, or did it hit the green part of the bag? Obviously, it hits the green part of the bag, and it's going to be a foul ball.
Now, is that reviewable because it happens inside the 60-foot line? I think this hits the green, doesn't it? From that angle, it looks like it did.
I can't tell.
Yeah, I don't believe that is reviewable.
It's not. It is not a reviewable play.
And that's the frustration from Wes Johnson, who's now coming out to visit with Matt Scott. Yeah, fair or foul in front of the infielder's initial position is not reviewable.
Correct. What a game. What a game this has been.
Dylan Vignew is up in the bullpen, you see. Sinker ground ball guy who will come on for Wes Johnson. Back and forth we go. What a dandy in game one.
ESPN 40-plus NCAA championships. Confetti rains. Nets are cut. Joy erupts. Hardware is hoisted. History happens here on ESPN, home of NCAA championships.
Well, Georgia was down by 7 in this game. They had never overcome a 7-run deficit or more since 2013. They came back, took the lead by 2, and now Mississippi State, with a couple home runs, has pulled back even in the 6th and forced Dylan Vignew into the game, a guy who's been the Game 2 starting pitcher on weekends for Georgia. But Wes Johnson told us yesterday he was very likely going to be in the pen all weekend.
Yeah, had some struggles his last few times out, making his 17th appearance. 15 of those 17 have been starts. 57 innings, 68 strikeouts, so he can strike you out. Opponents hitting .213 off the right-hander, Vignew. Fastball, slider, a little bit of a cutter, and a changeup as well. That fastball is going to be right there in that 92 to 96 range. A lot of two-seam fastballs, a lot of sinking fastballs. When Vignew is right, he's creating a lot of ground balls.
Michigan transfer from Leominster, Massachusetts, who has the biggest ground ball rates on the entire pitching staff. And he hits Noah Sullivan with his first on a sinker that leaks. And so there's 2 on for Mississippi State. Well, this also indicates that Caden Aoki, as we expected after talking with Wes Johnson yesterday, is in line to start tomorrow.
Right.
Aoki had started Game 3 last weekend on Sunday, a guy who has been used out of the bullpen too with great success. But if they could get to it, they want Aoki to start Game 2. Jacob Parker swings through the slider to start from Dylan Vignew.
A good pitch selection there. Parker was set up looking for that #1, committed to it.
Mississippi State this year against Vignew, 2 for 17. And Jacob Parker has one of those 2 hits. That's inside at 95. It was rocky last Saturday against Liberty for Vignew. He was the starter. He didn't make it out of the second. 3 walks, couple hits, faced 8 batters. And Wes Johnson came to get him after back-to-back free passes.
That's nice there, a little backdoor breaking ball. Well, Mississippi State has been so good this year in these moments, man. Talked about it earlier. They're hitting .358 coming in as a team, runners in scoring position. Second best in the entire country, only behind Georgia Tech.
1-2. Parker lays off. Well, there's so much to like about the freshman Jacob Parker.
It's just advanced. His understanding of the strike zone. You don't see many freshmen have that kind of understanding of the strike zone.
Do you dare to go up in the zone right now, because that's a hole for Parker with 2 strikes.
2-2.
Yes,
Parker went around and strikes out without appeal. 2 down.
One of the most frustrating things, I'll tell you this, when you're at the plate and the home plate umpire does not ask for help, but yes, he did go around. No doubt about it, but when you're at the plate, you don't know how far your bat head went or not. Good call behind the plate.
That was a good call.
So now 2 outs for Dylan Vignew, and he faces the 5-hitter Vitas Valencias. Singled his first time. And a sinker spotted up for strike 1 in 96.
Valencias mashes right-handed pitching. You look at the numbers, and you didn't know if he was a righty or a lefty hitter. You would think he's a left-handed hitter.
Vitas had a huge regional last weekend. Friday, 3 hits, including 2 doubles. And then Sunday against Louisiana, popped a grand slam and drove in 5. And apparently Vitas and Tomas's mother got the ball from the grand slam. Cut and a miss. 1-2 on Vitas Valencias.
That's such a good pitch. You could backdoor that 2-seamer like that and keep it down to the bottom of the knees. It is a recipe for success.
Mississippi State has tied it here in the 6th inning after Georgia stormed back. 2 on, 2 out. Dylan Vignew's 1-2 in the air left field, and room for Kenny Ishikawa. And the inning is over. Dylan Vignew leaves 2, but Mississippi State has tied it as we go back and forth.
Yeah, Maluski, his 2nd long ball of the day, and then just 2 batters later, Garrick Fry gets into the long ball action. Guess what, folks? We got a ball game for you. We are all square.
NCAA Super Regional coverage continues this weekend here on ESPN, also on ESPN2, U, and Plus. For more info, go to ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships. Last 3 NCAA tournaments, teams are, winless when they trail by 7 or more. Georgia trailed by 7. They stormed back. Mississippi State has tied it. We got offense aplenty, gentlemen, here as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
What a crazy game. I mean, Mississippi State gets the first 7. Georgia gets the next 9 runs. And then Mississippi State answers right back with 2 of their own to tie it up.
But does it surprise you with the offense of these two teams, with the ballpark, with the wind just slightly blowing out?
Yes and no. I mean, our starters had been really good this year. So I expected high scoring, but I didn't think 9-9.
Then what is
this part of the ball game? I was thinking like 5-4, 6-5, but 9-9 already.
Jack Bauer, guys, snaps off a dandy to freeze Kenny Ishikawa going through the top of the lineup.
Yeah, this is a good one right here. Freezing Ishikawa. Ishikawa, who knows the zone really well, just freezes him.
Yeah, and Bauer's a very uncomfortable at bat for left-handers because he throws across his body a little bit. It's a little bit lower arm slot as well, so it's tough for left-handers.
Well, now he's got the righty Daniel Jackson. Ground ball to third at Ace Reese. 2 down for Jack Bauer. You guys 24 guys? Are you a 24 guy? I'm watching it right now for the first time.
Really?
Just finished season 5.
Vintage of you.
And I will avoid being insufferable with Jack Bauer and 24 references. But this is, for me, a very personal collision of worlds right now. Ben, you a 24 guy?
We've had 7 collisions at home plate so far, I can tell you that. Ball leaving the ballpark, speaking of collisions.
Ben's watching Saved by the Bell. 2 outs, base is empty, and ball 1 to start to Rylan Luho. Good day for Luho. Home run to the backside, and then a pull side single his last time in the 5th inning. One of those collisions courtesy Luho. Luho again, clobbered to left. Georgia leads again.
Man, if this keeps up, we're not going to have a live tree around this place because they are just peppering the trees right now, these 2 teams are.
And they're crushing the budget as well. Baseball's leaving the ballpark. Luho going deep the other way for his first home run of the game. This one, 95 miles per hour coming in, a lot harder going out. The ay papa, he's going for the dance and the swish on the way in.
That's what you call looking for a heater and getting one right there. That's catching it out in front and leaning back on one right here.
Fat Joe, Terror Squad, leaning back from Rylan Luho, who crushes that 411 feet. Georgia's got the lead again on Rylan Luho's first multi-home run game this season.
South Florida kid leaves the South Florida area, they say, with the one that got away. He's another one that got away. Went to Dayton for a year, and then now the Georgia Bulldogs really taking advantage of that bat.
0-2 on Michael O'Shaughnessy. Yeah, Wes Johnson was saying to us about Rylan Luho. They loved him in the portal. And at the time, Wes Johnson was saying with his staff, this might be the get of the portal for us. Rylan Luho hitting third and playing center. O'Shaughnessy frozen, he strikes out. Bauer fans too, but Luho is obliterating the trees surrounding Foley Field.
Well, have a day, Rylan Luho. How about 2 homers already? That's catching a heater out in front, and Georgia answers right back, now up by 1, going to the 7th.
The Stanley Cup Final continues tonight. Game 3, series tied at 1. It's the Hurricanes visiting the Golden Knights, 8 o'clock Eastern. You can watch it on ABC and stream it live on the ESPN app.
And for the first time since 1942, there were consecutive multi-goal comebacks, one by each team in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Your knowledge has improved. I love it.
Big time start to the Stanley Cup Final. Little dribbler from Reed Stolman and a nice pick by Brennan Hudson on the throw from Michael O'Shaughnessy.
Okay, so the exit velocity wasn't a lot, but the spin off the bat, because it hits off the end of the bat, was absolutely nasty. Brought O'Shaughnessy to his knees, and he was able to make the play from there. This ball is going to be a backhanded play, reading it off, and then all of a sudden ends up going to his left. Good pickup as well.
That's what you call a high spin rate ground ball right there. A lot of English on that, and what a pick it was by Brennan Hudson over at first base.
The old high spin grounder. One out, base is empty, and Ryder Woodson against Dylan Vignew.
Yeah, those are the tough ones as well.
7th inning in game 1, best of 3 super. Woodson 2 ground outs, 1 strikeout. Good slider. Four home runs for Mississippi State. 4 home runs for Georgia. Third game, that's it. Third game in this tournament with at least 8 home runs. Ooh, good one again.
Good late break and placed perfectly on the outside edge.
Vignew's 1-2. Woodson just spoiled it. Boy, he's got the slider working right on right. It's the pitch Wes Johnson mentioned with us yesterday. He said he was probably going to keep Vignew in the bullpen all weekend. He said the slider's been successful, and Vignew was good in Starkville against Mississippi State. Tried another.
Boy, Daniel Jackson behind home plate. He tried to steal that one now. He jerked it back really quick.
He's got to be careful because Woodson is sitting on the slider. The bottom half did not flinch at all as the pitch was coming in.
It's been 4 in a row, 2-2. Tried a 5th, and it backed up in a full count. Well, the man on deck, Kevin Milewski, has already homered twice in this game. Three-two. Woodson skies this one. Left center field. Ishikawa's back. It is gone. Tied again.
We were having a conversation yesterday at dinner about educated guess hitting. That right there was Woodson just sitting on the slider the last 3 pitches. Not giving in and having a conversation right now behind the plate as well, saying just sit on it because it's coming.
And when you throw it right here, a lot of times you're not getting it back. That's what you call a hanging breaking ball right in the heart of the plate. And Ryder Woodson, his 9th long ball of the year, his 41st RBI.
And now Kevin Milewski, first pitch swinging to right. Ryan Black circles for out number 2. 10-10, 9 combined home runs in this game.
We got a couple bees coming into our booth right now complaining about all their hives probably being hit in the trees.
They have knocked every squirrel out of those trees out there. There's not one squirrel. They've all run for cover.
I mean, look at this. This is only the 4th game in Super Regional history with both teams reaching double figures. And to specify, double figure runs, not home runs.
Well, we're on our way.
Yeah. How much of it is ballpark? How much of it is the offenses?
It's a combination. And the reason we say that is we were having this conversation with Wes Johnson as well. This ballpark, when you look around, there's a lot of trees, a lot of green around it. And because of it, it makes the ballpark that's 350 down the line in left field, but the gaps are shallow, 370 in the gaps. It makes it appear a lot smaller. And because of that, you're able to see the ball well because of the trees, the appearance of it making it smaller, and the recruiting. Both teams have recruited for launch angle hitting.
Yeah, Jason Hayward, who recently retired and is now working in the Dodgers front office. At one point, Jason Hayward came through here, and he said what you're talking about, Eduardo, as a hitter, that the darkness of the trees, maybe similar to the effect of a batter's eye, is something you like as a hitter.
Yeah, we were talking to the hitters yesterday, and they were telling us they just see the ball really well here.
High throw from Colby Branch on a tough play, and it pulled Brennan Hudson off the bag, and Bryce Chances on with a stung infield single.
Yeah, Branch making a nice play, being able to keep that hot shot right at him and catching it cleanly, but because he falls back, he has to throw the ball from an uncomfortable position, falls back, and the ball just sails on him. Curious to see how they score that one. Most likely a base hit.
Yeah, they have for Bryce Chance. Back to the top, Garrick Fry. 1 for 4 with a blasted home run last time. And so, yeah, we talk about, is it ballpark, is it offenses? These are 2 of the 8 best offenses in the country. But Garrick Fry's home run, 404 feet. I mean, that's getting out anywhere to right center. Strike 1 to start.
Got a text from Rick Sutcliffe asking, or better much saying, they all need hunting licenses as well. Well,
plenty of folks around here with hunting license, trust me.
Including one of the 3 in the booth. Chopper for Hudson. He collects. Big U covers and found the bag. And the inning is over. They say feed the trees here in Athens, and both teams have done that as we hit the stretch.
Yeah, we have been feeding them a lot. That's a hanging breaking ball right there by Ryder Woodson, and we are all square again at 10 apiece.
Chris, Mike, thank you guys very much. Yeah, Scott Forbes went to Walker McDuffie, and Dean Carpentier with a big fly for USC, who again hasn't been to Omaha since 2001, though they have 12 national titles. How about this? Here comes the big arm in Mississippi State's bullpen, the senior righty, Ben Davis, with those turbo sinkers.
Yeah, the best they got down in that bullpen, making his 26th appearance of the year. 45 2/3. He can strike you out 54 of those, and opponents hitting 233 off the right-hander, Davis.
From Boonville, Mississippi. He gets 5, 6, and 7 for Georgia, starting with Ryan Wynn.
It is heavy on that sinking fastball, high velocity. A little slider and a curveball to go with it.
30.4% strikeout rate against right-handed hitters.
His swing and miss is off the chart. I mean, if you look at the slider, it's about 36%. D1 average on the slider, about 31%. But boy, the curveball, 67% swing and miss.
He gets the most chase of all Bulldogs pitchers.
That's a good hook right there.
And then Ben Davis is also the best strike thrower on their pitching staff. 2/3 of the time, he's pumping in strikes. Ryan Wynn has an infield single. 1-2. Nasty, locked up, and there's one away.
Oh, in Spanish you would say lo amarró. He just got tightened up right here. You're thinking fastball, you have no way to swing the bat once you lose your legs, the bottom half right there.
Rick Sutcliffe would say Uncle Charlie on the pass list today.
Really?
That was a good one.
You don't have to pay taxes with Uncle Charlie either.
He left one ticket, and it was Uncle Charlie.
We got Spanish and we got Cajun. We got them both covered up here. Can you give me that again in Spanish? Because I can't roll my R's. You know this from the Little League World Series.
Lo amarró.
You're just taunting me.
Absolutely.
15 yards. Perez. Fouled away by Brennan Hudson. 1 out, bases empty. Bottom 7. And again, this is ultra important in game 1. The winner of game 1 in a best-of-3 super wins the super, gets to Omaha just about 80% of the time. 1-2. One, two. This one comes in and hits Brennan Hudson. He'll wear it. Takes the breaking ball off the foot and a 1-out base runner for Georgia.
That's the best.
Hey, for the 3rd straight week, Orlando and DC will square off in the UFL, but this time a trip to the United Bowl is on the line. Semifinal Sunday, 3 Eastern on ABC. So, free pass. Hudson's on, and now Jack Archimone bats. Sack fly and an infield single for the DH. The Richmond transfer. First pitch swinging, fouled away. Big games recently for Archimone. Into the lineup in the SEC championship game against Arkansas. He homered and drove in 4 in the regional opener last Friday. 3 for 4, a home run and 2 driven in. Ball and a strike.
What a year it's been for the Georgia Bulldogs. Boy, did they ever finish strong, too. 17-1 in their last 18 games.
SEC regular season and tournament champs. 2-1.
I mean, you win 9 out of your 10 SEC series, that's doing something. The only SEC series that Georgia dropped was to the Florida Gators.
Against Florida, they didn't homer in any of the 3 games, and the series was here at Foley Field. Hot shot, pass short into left. Jack Archimone with a rocketed 109 off his bat, and it's 1st and 2nd.
O'Shaughnessy, knowing his speed, not making it. But when you have a left fielder that is going the other way, going towards center field to catch that ball, it's a pretty good opportunity to be able to go 1st to 3rd. He ends up staying there. Brock Bennett, the 3rd base coach, wanting him to get the 3rd base. But when the ball is hit in left center field, you are your own coach. You don't look at the coach's box to see if you want to go or not. Ball's in front of you.
Well, what Ben Davis is best is creating ground balls, and that's what he needs right here.
Well, yet again, Wes Johnson will take an offensive timeout before Colby Branch bats. And remember, Wes Johnson did this with his entire offense before Branch batted in the 5th inning. And Colby Branch delivered right after that with a 2-run double into left.
As the hitters are going through the sequence and everything, it's Wes Johnson having a conversation with Coach Bennett his third base coach, but he already had one as well with O'Shaughnessy and Hudson, the base runners. Being aware most likely of the pitch into dirt, getting a good secondary.
So Will Coggin going over the scouting report for Colby Branch against Ben Davis.
Ben Davis is thinking one thing right now. How can I create a ground ball?
First pitch is down and away, ball one. In this matchup of a couple of seniors who came back for their senior season, stuck around, pro ball waiting for them, and trying to lead their teams to Omaha. 2 on, 1 out in the 7th, the 1-0. Branch fouls it off himself.
That was the pitch right there to induce that ground ball.
He's going to stick with that sinker too. And I like it down in, but it's got to be down.
The 1-1. Branch cuts through the fastball up.
Got away with one. Pitch stayed up. A lot of swing and miss for Colby Branch, but a lot of power as well.
Ben Davis is 1-2. Branch tried to hold up and he went around, and there's 2 away.
That's big time right there. You always think ground ball in these situations, but once you get to 2 strikes, then you're thinking strikeout. And that is well done right there.
He's got to be careful now with Ryan Black, who will be first pitch hunting.
Ryan Black in his 2nd year with Georgia after 2 years at UT Arlington. Best offensive year of his career, and he's very good bat to ball to put something in play. Lays off the first one down from Ben Davis.
Smart player, smart student.
(1-0) in on the hands from Davis, who earlier this year got Black to roll into a double play, and the only time they squared off. Massive spot in this game in the 7th. The 1-1. And on the hands again, 1-2.
Both pitches out of the zone. Black chasing.
But the key is it's starting out of the hand. It's a strike, right? Hitter sees it out of the hand. It's a strike. And that hard cutter just bored in on the hands. Now, he's done some work on the inside part. Is it time for something away here?
Ben Davis is 1-2. Just inside, 2-2. Tried to front door him.
Love that. Just because of the sequencing, right? 2 hard cutters on the inside part, and you want that 2-seamer back door.
Go back to the cutter in.
Cutter in, or 2-seamer down and away.
2-2. On the ground, right side, Stallman gloves to the bag himself, and Ben Davis puts out the fire. He leaves 2. We are tied at 10 to the 8th inning in game 1. The real fun just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
Friday, less than a week away from the start of the Men's College World Series. Right side of the bracket is what we've got starting today. Later on, ESPN2, Kansas, Oklahoma, Alabama, and the 4 seed out of a regional St. John's. And then Texas, Oregon tonight with Ravi, KP, and Berkey ready to rock in Austin.
Can anybody knock off the SEC? That's the question. The SEC's won, what, 6 titles in a row, 7 of 8, 11 of the last 16 national titles, SEC teams.
Speaking of the SEC, one of the best in this conference and in the country, and Ace Reese leading off. You just saw the company he keeps, 20 home runs, 20 doubles, one of 3 in the country with Landon Hairston and Caden Sorrell. 3-0 here on Ace Reese from Dylan Vignew.
And only the 3rd Bulldog ever, back-to-back 20-plus home runs, joining Will Clark and Rafael Palomero.
Give him the green light here.
Absolutely.
I'm with you.
Let him see if he can feed the trees.
Let's see. Reese does, and he skies it. Center field, he knows it. It is gone for the lead. Green light, goodbye.
That's what you call a green light special right there. Ace Reese, the All-American. He'll be an All-American again this year. His 23rd long ball, his 73rd RBI, and Mississippi State back on top here in the top of the 8th.
And the tree's really happy. Call him a conservationist. Hitting it straight away center to the batter's eye, bringing the ball back, and putting a run on the board with 3 left turns. Fastball, trying to get the count to 3-1. He knew it. They all knew it.
Everybody knew it.
Big time from Ace Reese. He's up to 23 home runs, matching what Brent Rooker had in the Triple Crown season in 2017. Only Bulldogs who have gotten to 23 since Thunder and Lightning. And the 3rd time in this game, Mississippi State's got a leadoff home run. 1-1 on Noah Sullivan, trying to get on the board, and he hits it pull side. Diving stop Michael O'Shaughnessy to his face. Nicely done, 1 away.
I'll tell you this, though. Trey Phelps is the 3rd baseman here, but O'Shaughnessy has done a great job at 3rd base on balls coming in to his right, and there we show also the range to his left. It's not only the power, it's a little bit of D as well at 3rd.
So 1 out after that from O'Shaughnessy, and now Jacob Parker. Outside to start with the slider from Vignew. So we got 10 home runs now in this game. Tied for the 2nd most in any super regional game since we got these BB Core bats in 2011. And for the sake of comparison, most home runs in any major league game this year combined is 8.
Well, these are not the BB Core bats we started with. I can promise something's going on with the equipment. I don't know if it's the balls or the bats or a combination of the 2, but the balls are flying across college baseball.
3-0, Vignew well behind again.
How about Jacob Parker? This is, if I'm not mistaken, the 3rd time he's already got into 3 balls in a count. Not chasing. Staying within himself as a freshman, first time going through the regionals. Really quality at-bats.
Not swinging there on 3-0 against Vignew. (3-1). Fouled away, full count.
Overswung. Trying to hit it over everything, even the trees. In this ballpark, you don't need to do that. We've witnessed that this morning and leading up to this afternoon.
3-2. Backdoor just missed, and Parker takes his third walk today. So it's a one-out base runner, and Daniel Jackson ambles out to talk things over. And with the action in the bullpen for Georgia, Grant Edwards is up. Who needed game one more? Who needs game one more when you think about the pitching?
Mississippi State. One, because Trey Phelps is sitting somewhere watching this game right now, and the offense just gets better for Georgia. And two, anytime you can steal a game on the road, and especially the psychological part where Georgia dominated the regular season against Mississippi State.
Yeah, it's hard to beat a team 5 times in a row in one season.
Vitas Valencias chops one foul. Ben, you feel the same way? Mississippi State needed and needs game one more?
I feel like that was the case. I really felt like today's matchup favored Mississippi State because Valencias had been so good. I felt like the pitching was a little bit better for Mississippi State starters. Now, the starters obviously been out of the game for a while.
Tomas's older brother, Vitas, fouls another one off. Vitas, by the way, for his part, he says, every time that I watch Tomas pitch, I'm nervous for him. I feel like I'm out there trying to protect him, he says. He said, it is special sharing this season together with the Bulldogs. Tomas started this game in this home run happy atmosphere in Athens. Dylan Vignews 0-2 off the edge. Now you do think about it in terms of the pitching discussion. We'll see what Mississippi State does tomorrow. Duke Stone lined up in that spot. I would not personally be surprised to see Ryan McPherson get the game 2 start.
Yeah.
With him coming back the way he's looked.
Well, he's built up. He should be getting that start.
Oh. On the ground, it hits Vignew. He can't get to it, and hopefully he's all right as Valencias reaches to put 2 on for Mississippi State.
Yeah, that got some hard, soft tissue.
105 off the bat, too. Right back from whence it came.
I'll tell you this one's going to be interesting if he stays in. This ball gets him right around the shin.
Like on the back of that left leg, maybe on the calf area.
And you see where the ball bounced, it came back towards the hitter. That means it got him clean.
About as solid as it could get hit.
Just motioned to his shin, like Eddie said, and unable to put much weight on his left leg. Wow.
Look at the welt.
Golly.
You're saying already on the left leg?
Already on the left leg. You can see it.
Well, hopefully Dylan Vignew's all right, but for now he's got to depart, and Mississippi State has the lead.
Please put 2 minutes.
Chris, Mike, all right, and then we will get you to Chapel Hill once we're done here. We're in the 8th inning right now, and Mississippi State is up a run on Georgia. And we've had home runs all over the place today. It started early in the top of the second. The very first one from Reed Stallman, part of 10 combined big flies in this game, 4 for Georgia and 6 for Mississippi State.
I mean, it's just been a laser show, and we had a feeling that we might see this. I mean, Mississippi State came in with the 8th most home runs in baseball. Of course, Georgia leading all of baseball in home runs, and 10 long balls on the day between these two teams.
The most recent from Ace Reese, leading off in this 8th inning to give Mississippi State the lead. And then Dylan Vignew just got drilled with a sharp comebacker off the left leg. And so, Georgia's got to go to the bullpen for the redshirt junior left-hander Caleb Jamison, the Baylor transfer, who enters.
And he's only thrown 17 1/3 so far this year, but he can strike you out. 25 strikeouts and typically outstanding control. Look at the strikeout to walk ratio. 25 strikeouts, only 3 walks.
Yeah, but in those 17 1/3, he's given up 4 home runs already, and we already shown a lot of the home runs right before he came up on the bump.
Well, when you think about this big picture for Wes Johnson, you started your number 1, Joey Volchko, in this game. You were thinking about Caden Aoki, and now you definitely are to get a Game 2 start tomorrow. Dylan Vignew, who's normally a weekend starter for you, out of the bullpen and now out of this game after getting smoked with the comebacker. You're trailing in Game 1, and you got pitching question marks if you go the distance the rest of the weekend.
Win today. Keep it close. Win today. You have 6 outs that your offense can score, and score in bunches, as we've already seen this afternoon.
Joey Volchko went the first 5, and then Matt Scott took over in the 6th. He struggled, gave way to Dylan Vignew later in that 6th inning, and Vignew had worked here into the 8th. And now Jamison comes on, a guy who's been up to 97 miles an hour with his heater this year.
Yeah, big arm from the left side. A couple of different breaking balls, a changeup as well, and you mentioned it, a lot of swing and miss. His fastball is missed about 25% of the time. D1 average miss on the fastball about 18% to kind of give you an idea. But this is a big moment in the ball game. Obviously, Georgia just 1 run down right now. Plenty of time to come back, but a base hit right here changes things.
Jamison opts for the left on left here against Stallman. What percentage of pitch communication device issues happen on the first pitch that a pitcher throws? Is it 95%?
It feels like it. Feels like we always have trouble charging the batteries or something. Got to swap it out.
And we say pitch communication device because we don't know exactly what company every team is using. We don't want to anger our great technological innovators in this great sport around the world. Hopefully we're charged up for one of the great mustaches in college baseball. Reed Stallman, for his part, has mashed righties this year, and he's held his own against lefties. Jamison's first. Glove side heater at 94. Jamison with struggles against lefties this year. He's actually been better against righties. 2 on, 1 out, 8th inning. Working away with the fastball.
2 well-located pitches coming in from the bullpen.
Georgia trying to keep the deficit at 1. Mississippi State looking for insurance. Top of the order coming for Georgia in the next half inning. 0-2. Strike 3 called. Breaking ball at the bottom of the zone, and Reed Stallman can't believe it for out number 2.
That's what you call coming in right there and getting it done. A couple of paint pieces with fastballs on the outside part, and he just bends that breaking ball in. Well done by Caleb Jamison. But he's not out of the woods yet.
No pun intended?
No pun intended.
With Ryder Woodson. Two guys in playoff form.
And a lot of balls hit into the woods.
Including one from Woodson his last time.
And it was a slider sitting on a pitch. Understanding what he had to do.
Mississippi State 2 for 9 today. Runners in scoring position, looking to make it 3 for 10 and a 2-run lead.
Woodson's actually been better against righties than lefties. So Wes Johnson picked these matchups real smartly. Did he go on appeal? No. 2-0 on Ryder Woodson.
He's got to be careful now. You have to stay down in the zone away. Woodson very good on pitches middle in. And he'll be looking middle in here.
Two on, two out, 1 run, 8th inning. 2-0. Woodson chops it foul.
Not giving in, huh?
No, off-speed pitch right there. 84 miles per hour.
Now Woodson's got himself in a chance right here to sit on whatever he wants to sit on here. 2-1 count.
Jamison deals. Did he go? No again. 3-1.
Good call.
Ryder Woodson in the catbird seat, 3-1. Here's the pitch. Inside, and it's ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Mississippi State.
Excellent at-bat by Woodson.
Now you got to face Milewski, a young man who came in hitting .220 on the year, and all he has done today, a 3 for 4 day, a couple of long ones.
And Wes Johnson strolls out. We'll see if he makes the move here that you would expect. He had Grant Edwards up earlier. And Kevin Milewski's big bat lurking. And the call to the bullpen from Wes Johnson. 11-10. Mississippi State leads Georgia. Top of the 8th inning, and State threatening more. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Super Regionals presented by Capital One. Heavyweight showdown between SEC rivals and a slugfest in Game 1. 21 runs combined, and yet somehow for the first time all game, One of these teams has the bases loaded as Wes Johnson goes for the low slot joker out of the bullpen, Grant Edwards.
Yeah, Grant Edwards making his 18th appearance of the year. One of those appearances has been a start. 13 2/3 is all he has worked. 6 walks, 11 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting .255 off the right-hander. It's a Ronald Reagan fastball, mid-80s. A little slider and a changeup to go with it. A little bit different arm slot, too.
Right-handed hitters hitting .420 on the season. And Milewski already showed power to right field today. Showed power to straightaway center. He has to keep that same approach against a low slot right-handed pitcher.
Kevin Milewski did not face Grant Edwards when these teams met earlier this season. First pitch inside, ball 1. A quick note, if you're looking for USC UNC Game 2 from Chapel Hill, that's starting right now over on ESPNU, and then it'll continue here on ESPN when this game ends. Loaded up with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning for Milewski.
What a huge moment in this game.
I think this at-bat dictates who wins this afternoon.
Absolutely. Base hit probably going to score you 2.
Milewski already with 2 home runs, part of a 3-hit day today for the Seton Hall transfer in the 8th spot against the 5th-year senior New Orleans transfer. Inside it hits him, and it's a 2-run lead. Eduardo, you had just said to us during the break that this arm slot, you worry about the hit by pitch.
I worry about it. You're amped up. It's a full house here in Georgia. You see a lot of side armors come in against a right-handed hitter, and usually it's the first or second pitch. This one was 3 in. Trying to just overthrow it. Guy over the top. Usually the ball stays up. Guy down low stays in and runs right into the quad of Milewski. And now you have Chance, who also stands on top of the plate.
Yeah. Who's had a big day in the 9-hole too, by the way. 3 for 4 day.
Oh, and he's going to put the ball in play here. High contact rate.
Boy, Georgia searching for pitching answers in game 1 of this Super. They've got Paul Farley up for the 2nd time today. A guy who could be a candidate, depending on how this goes, to start or open up a potential game 3. Georgia is sorting through this. Loaded up still with 2 outs for Bryce Chance. 3 hits in the game. And ball 1 outside from Grant Edwards.
Boy, Edwards does not look comfortable right now.
And no one in this ballpark stands as close to the plate as Bryce Chance. Right on it.
The 5th-year senior, former walk-on who dreamt of wearing the maroon and white. Chance takes a heater for a strike. Nice state contingent here in Athens, as you would expect, and they are vocal as Mississippi State threatens to add more. One. Chance on the ground at second. Ryan Wynn to his left ends the inning. Grant Edwards enters, hits a man, and that adds a run for Mississippi State. And this whole 8th inning started with Ace Reese breaking the tie.
Yeah, how about a 3-0 green light special? And he buried it straight away center field. His 23rd long ball. Mississippi State up 12-10 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning.
Baseball Super Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? What a game this has been in game one of this Super Regional best of three between a couple teams that met 4 times before this round. And Georgia beat Mississippi State all 4 times. But State's got the lead by 2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And Kenny Ishikawa gets hit by Ben Davis to start out this home half of the 8th.
The last thing Ben Davis wanted to do there. We always talk about getting the first batter of every inning. If you can get the first batter out of every inning, the chance of the team scoring goes way down from there.
And behind him, Daniel Jackson comes up representing the tying run, the Golden Spikes Award candidate who went deep to start the 4th.
And he started it all, the scoring for Georgia. Opened it up, put that first run on the board, and they're looking for him right now to get his 31st home run of the season with this at-bat.
Sensational talent who's had it all come together this year. First pitch down low, ball 1 from Ben Davis. Two 2-0 on Daniel Jackson.
Boy, this is danger zone here.
Jackson ahead in the count, 2-0. Davis deals. And Jackson lays off the cutter. 3-0 from Ben Davis. And the guy on deck, Rylan Luho, has homered twice in this game. 3-0. Jackson takes a strike on the sinker. Everything's come together this year for Daniel Jackson mentally, too. Coaches were telling us, guy who last year was so hard on himself. They said this year he's more best friend than worst enemy. He's been everyone's friend here in Athens this year. SEC Player of the Year, chasing the Golden Spikes Award, chasing the SEC Triple Crown, and chasing Omaha for this squad.
This could be loud right here on this pitch.
Singled off Davis 2 months ago. That's a strike, backdoor sinker.
That's getting right back in the count right there with a quality pitch. Now, is it going to be fastball or is it going to be the breaking ball in a 3-2 count? Got to throw a strike here.
(3-2) on the ground, sharply right field, base hit. Ishikawa stops at second. Tying run aboard for Georgia.
Now that's crazy, crazy bat skills right there. From a power hitter, 3-1 count, taking it, turns into a high leverage, high average base hit to get on base for a huge luxury that they have hitting behind Daniel Jackson. And it's Mr. Lujo. In Espanol, luxury. Rylan Lujo. Not one home run, but also in the 6th, a 95-mile-per-hour pitch down in the zone, deposited into the trees, and the squirrels issuing a complaint.
There's no squirrels left, I promise you. They gone.
And Rylan Lujo has been out of here twice with those big flies you saw. He follows Jackson, who just stroked out at 110 off his bat, against the guy for Mississippi State you want on the mound in this moment in Ben Davis.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best Mississippi State has in that bullpen.
And Rylan Lujo, Dayton transfer in the 3 spot, who coaches will tell you is uber competitive. Wes Johnson was saying to us yesterday, some guys on their team hit a ball hard, and even if they got out there fine as long as they smoked it. Said Rylan Lujo is ticked when he makes it out. This is a guy that, with that kind of mentality, has steered the ship for him.
And you have a lot of speed on the bases as well, and I think this is the part that you have to cover as well. Because of it, the running management, the runners on base, with Ishikawa at second base. They could do a double steal. They have a lot of speed at first base as well. Have to be able to keep Ishikawa at bay at second.
Hey, let's check in quickly with Chris Budden in the studio. Okay, Chris, thanks very much. Massive spot here after the visit from Justin Parker. Ben Davis readying to go against Rylan Luho.
The key for Ben Davis here is throwing strike one and getting ahead. Now, what pitch you do it with is whatever you feel most comfortable with. Obviously, he's got a good two-seam fastball. He'd love to create a ground ball here. Maybe a chance to turn two.
Nobody out, bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch is down with that sinker. Luho singled off Davis when they met in a big-time spot, pressure-packed moment, 9th inning earlier this season. He got a sinker and found the knock.
It's an excellent pitch and an excellent take as well. That's not the pitch that Luho should be swinging at. Takes a step back, gets a breather, and gets right back in there.
Well, we got to see what Ben Davis likes to do. He loves that two-seam fastball backdoor.
Good job.
Why?
You have to keep an eye on Ishikawa. Have to change your looks and your timing to home plate. Cannot let him get comfortable, especially on a 1-1 count.
Ishikawa at second, Daniel Jackson at first. The 1-1. Luho chops it foul, 1-2.
So a two-seam fastball away for strike one, and then one kind of down and in for strike two. Now can Ben Davis finish?
This is where the slider becomes a put-away pitch.
The 1-2. Hits Luho to get aboard. Now the question will be, did Rylan Luho make an intentional movement to be hit by the pitch? And if he did, it's a strike and it's a strikeout.
Yeah. But I want to see this in slow motion. Did Luho make an attempt to throw his elbow out there?
Hit by pitch. Mississippi State is challenging the ruling intent. The previous play is under review.
This is a rule specific to college baseball. If you're a casual fan, and it feels like it comes up in massive moments in the postseason every year.
So watch the left elbow.
Yes. That will be strike 3 on Rylan Luho.
He made an attempt to get hit by the pitch. Again, you don't have to try to get out of the way. You just cannot make a move towards the ball.
Yeah, he knows it too. Just by the body language, hasn't even gone over to first base.
This is going to be huge if this is overturned. And from what I just saw, he made a move to get hit by the ball.
This place is going to go crazy too, if not for a good way.
Elbow's neutral right there. At the last second, he goes towards the ball.
Again, if you're a casual fan, you might be kind of processing this, but in the college game, this is about as clear as it gets, and that will be a strikeout. And instead of bases loaded, nobody out, it'll be 1 down, first and second.
He's trying to convince himself that he did it.
I mean, it's got to be a helpless feeling. It's coming at you, and you think of team and culture and the competitiveness we talked about and just trying to get aboard.
But this is also a cause of all the pads being put on the players, right?
Yep.
Protective pads.
And we saw Georgia yesterday taking batting practice. They would keep some foam balls in the bag, and they were throwing BP, and every now and then coach would grab the foam ball and hit you and throw it inside to make you take the ball, not with a hard ball, but with a foam ball, but just get you used to kind of turning and absorbing the blow a little bit. But for me, he made a move to the ball.
A little surprised that it's taken this long. Again, the letter of the law, if the batter is judged to intentionally make a movement to be hit by a pitch, it's a strike.
Here we go.
The ruling on the field is going to be overturned. The batter was intentionally hit by a pitch. That's a 3rd strike. He is out.
And now Wes Johnson wants to talk about it with the umpiring crew. Although I feel pretty confident everyone in that Georgia dugout knows that that was the right call by the letter of the law.
I don't disagree, and you hate to see it happen in such a huge moment. But these are the rules. These are the rules we play by.
Doesn't change the fact that Ben Davis missed. It backed up on Rylan Luho, and that it could be bases loaded. It might not have even needed to, but that's not the rule. So now Brian O'Connor comes out. And Ben Davis hit 32 pitches. And with 1 out here and the tying runs aboard in the bottom of the 8th inning, he'll make a move.
And this is really interesting because Ben Davis against left-handed hitters, they're hitting 162 against him, and this is your big arm. This is the arm that has gotten you through a lot of situations. 2 at-bats, O'Shaughnessy against Davis. Strikeout looking and a ground out. So he's been able to dominate O'Shaughnessy, but today is not the day we're going to find out with that 3rd at-bat.
2 hit batters, nearly a 3rd, and that's it for Ben Davis. Georgia threatening in the 8th inning. Brian O'Connor goes left on left in front of this packed atmosphere in Athens in game 1 of this Super Regional with Mississippi State up 2 on Georgia. And here's the sophomore lefty from Canada, Dane Burns, who comes on.
Yeah, Burns making his 28th appearance of the year. He's had a nice year, too. 3.18 ERA. He can strike you out. 22 2/3. He's worked so far. Only 12 walks, 32 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 220 off the left-hander, Burns. Fastball's a low 90s fastball. A little slider, so it's pretty much heavy fastball slider. Show you occasional curveball as well.
2 on, bottom of the 8th with 1 out. And here's Michael O'Shaughnessy, who did this in the 5th inning.
Got to tie it up. And that one upon review, and that one was not overturned. Tie this ball game up, and they're hoping that with 1 swing of the bat, he can give them the lead.
That was a swing that pushed Tomas Valinkas out of the game.
And O'Shaughnessy into this game because Trey Phelps out due to the suspension. Big spot for the left on left against Dane Burns, who's been a matchup lefty in his outings against Georgia this year. He's made 3 appearances against Georgia. 3 appearances, 2 total outs, 4 total hits. He faced 1 batter against Georgia in Hoover in a left on left and walked Kenny Ishikawa.
The lefty's only hitting 205 off of Burns.
It's his spot with a fastball to begin.
That's a good start.
And how about the moment for Michael O'Shaughnessy? Wes Johnson said the other day, this kid works extremely hard. Went through that strikeout-filled slump. launches right field for the lead. You gotta be kidding.
I mean, this is crazy. You know, a guy that wasn't even going to be in the lineups until Phelps got suspended, and yet he finds himself in the lineup over at third base, and all he did today was hit 2 home runs and drive in 5 runs, and the Bulldogs, the Georgia Bulldogs, back out on top 13-12.
I have a tough time looking at you and saying this to you, but I have to go into my inner John Sterling and say, that's baseball, Susan, because it is. Wasn't even supposed to be in the lineup.
And Wes Johnson said, we never gave up on Michael O'Shaughnessy. Colby Branch, the leader on this team, said to us yesterday, we got a kid with 18 home runs who's just going to now find his way back in.
Not anymore. 20.
I mean, this is nuts.
1 home run, right now averaging around 9 at-bats per home run, and he knew it. Probably the biggest home run he's hit in his collegiate career.
2-1 on Ryan Gwynn. Wes Johnson said to us yesterday, and you know Wes Johnson looks at the numbers as much as anyone. He said, Michael O'Shaughnessy's pretty good left on left. So they liked him still getting the start against Tomas Valinkis. They liked him here against Dane Burns.
And it's the way that they recruit, right? High miss, not risk, high miss, high reward. And that's exactly what you get from a lot of the players that they get here because of this ballpark, because you have to live by the home run in order to compete in the SEC.
In the air toward right, and this will drift off foul. I mean, it's no dig. It's just a home run happy ballpark that they recruit to, although this thing was just crushed.
No, it was mashed, I tell you what. That's lefty on lefty right there, too, and that's hanging in there and putting a barrel on one.
Wynn squares one up on a line into center field. Chance cuts it off. Wynn digs for second, and it's a hustle double with 1 out in the 8th inning.
The at-bat, great. We see a lot of those at-bats. But the will to understand, I need to get to second base right here with 1 out upon contact, he wasn't thinking just base hit. He was thinking, too, continuing to apply the pressure.
And you see the center fielder, you mentioned this earlier, you see an outfielder have to go to the backhand side in the hole. I mean, that's a green light to take an extra 90. And Wynn was thinking one thing when he barreled that ball up, I got to get the scoring position. Look at him, running hard right now. And he sees the center fielder, Bryce Chance, going to the backhand side, and he's going to say, I'm going into second base, and he easily does it.
And this place is going bananas. We got tarps off, like we do at every baseball game nowadays at any level, out in right field on Kudzu Hill, where they are packed and they are loving this.
This team was down 7-0. Yeah. Scored 5 in the bottom half of the 4th inning, and it just, the environment completely changed here at Foley Field.
4 more in the 5th. And now the lead in the 8th. Brennan Hudson, the batter. Couple hits for him. Also hit by pitches last time when Davis came on in the 7th. But we still got a long way to go. It's outside. A ball and a strike from Dane Burns to Brennan Hudson. Maybe the most anticipated of the 8 super regionals. 2 teams you feel like have the rosters to win a national championship. In an absolute slugfest in game 1. Aces on the mound. Joey Volchko got the start for Georgia. Tomas Valinkis for Mississippi State. And we're a quarter of the way to 100 runs. One. Outside, 2-1 on Hudson. Brian O'Connor on his 4th arm of the day. 2-1. Hudson swings through the slider.
Good pitch on the 2-1 count. Have to keep it here. We already know what this ballpark can't hold. That's the baseballs.
Limits tested and thwarted today. 2-2. That's down, full count. Yeah, you got to keep it right here. I mean, you do have, if you're Mississippi State, the top of your order coming in the top of the 9th inning. Just 1 out in the last of the 8th inning. Hudson rolls it foul outside of first. Doesn't really feel like 1 run might be enough with those big bats coming.
No. Right, as you mentioned, Mississippi State rolling right back to the top of their lineup with Fry. And of course, Ace Reese right behind him.
And Sullivan and Parker. 3-2. Hudson takes down ball 4. 2 on for Georgia. So 2 aboard with 1 out for Jack Arcamo in the 7th spot. Sac fly, infield single, rocket single backside his last time at 109 off his bat. 11 combined home runs in this game, most in an NCAA tournament game since 2023. Outside the start, left on left from Dane Burns. Got to go back to the supers between Alabama and Wake Forest in Winston-Salem at another offensive ballpark, the Couch in North Carolina. Strike at the bottom of the zone. Arcamo sharply up the middle. Woodson perfectly positioned for 1, but not 2. Arcamo stays out of the double play, and the inning continues.
That was a hard hit shot. Credit the placement, the defensive placement of Mississippi State right there. Woodson doing a nice job getting 1, but Arcamo just running down the line hard.
Has to kind of redirect. He was on the first base side of second base. And that little bit of having to redirect cost him a double play, but still an outstanding play by Woodson.
So you've made it through this pocket where 3 of the 4 Georgia batters are lefties. And Brian O'Connor comes out before the righty shortstop in the 8th spot for Georgia bats, Colby Branch. Brian O'Connor makes the signal to the bullpen. To quote the great philosopher Lloyd Christmas, our pets' heads are falling off today in Athens.
I'll tell you, boys, there's 216 stitches on a baseball, and O'Shaughnessy just covered every one of there to give Georgia the lead here in the 8th inning.
Nickname of the year for that guy, Chris and Runes. Meantime, here in Athens, Georgia, 25 combined runs. Game 1 of this Super, 3.5 hours deep. 3 big old lead changes, including Georgia coming back with 9 straight runs after they went down 7. And now Maddox Webb, the Citadel transfer, comes on.
Yeah, Webb making his 27th appearance. ERA is solid. 25 innings of work. He can strike you out 29 of those, but keep an eye on the walks. 19 walks in 25 innings of work for Webb.
He gets Colby Branch, senior shortstop and leader. Maddox Webb, a guy who gets a lot of chase. Hasn't been in the zone a ton this year, and he has faced Branch earlier this season. Got Colby Branch to fly out with a wave of cutters and sliders. Up top, 2-0. Branch, a guy who dreams of these big stages. About as big a college baseball fan, just fan of the sport, as you will find playing the game. Came up to us yesterday. He knew when we had been here previously. Told us he was excited to go back after practice and just be a fan and soak in Super Regionals at the end of what has been a special career, including the last 3 years here in Athens.
Yeah, and careful here. Don't think he doesn't have the green light. 3-0.
He squares and takes a strike.
Okay, right now though, 3-1. He is going to look for his cookie, his pitch, and try to make this a 4-run ball game with 1 swing.
Win at third, Archimone at first. Webb's 3-1. Branch tried to tee off. Heater up, makes it full.
And that's the pitch, the fastball. 93 miles per hour. It plays up because of the spin. Perceived velocity makes it look around 95, 96, especially up in the zone.
Runner takes off for second, and Archimone will take it. And importantly, no balk there from Maddox Webb.
Maddox Webb handled that perfect. No flinch, just stepped off the back of the rubber. He'll give up an extra 90. His focus is at home plate.
2 in scoring position, though. 3-2. Branch pops it foul. We asked Colby Branch yesterday, have you ever set foot in Omaha? He said no. He was a little bit misty-eyed talking about his journey. He paused, he said, not yet. Three-two. Branch strikes out. Enormous from Maddox Webb to leave 2 in scoring position. And now the top of the order lurks for Mississippi State. 1-run game to the 9th. Doesn't get a whole lot better than this in college baseball. In the Super Regional round, Game 1, SEC foes, Georgia, highest ranked remaining team in college baseball against number 14 Mississippi State, down a run and only 3 outs left to play with. Sending up the top of the order, guys, against one of Georgia's big-time bullpen arms in Justin Bird.
Yeah, Justin Bird making his 24th appearance of the year. He does have 1 start. Trying to pick up his 8th save of the year. 54 innings of work, 69 strikeouts, only 10 walks. That's a 7-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. That is excellent. Opponents hitting just .203 off the right-hander, Bird.
This turned into a nail biter. A lot of nail salons are going to be packed after this game.
Manicures all over the place.
All over the place
after this one.
Here in Athens.
Well, here you go. Top of the order, starting with Garrick Fry. Homered pull side, 404 feet in the 6th inning. And has homered this year off of Justin Bird. 2-run shot back in the series in Starkville 2 months ago. Yeah, it's a big ride fastball from Justin Bird. On the ground at second, Ryan Wynn for the first out.
Huge out. Be able to get Garrick Fry out to lead off the top half of the 9th inning, especially with one of the best hitters here in this ballpark coming up to the plate.
And Ace Reese led off the 8th inning with a home run his last time. Projected first-round pick, one of the real stars in the SEC. Brian O'Connor told us yesterday, of all the players Oak has coached, he said, hands down, this is a top 3 hitter ever. Brian O'Connor has sent a lot of players to the big leagues. Reese on a line into center, and it drops down in front of Lujo, and Karams over the top. Ace Reese is at second, representing the tying run on a ball that exploded off the turf on a hot day.
And actually, it took an awkward bounce as well on it as soon. It seems like it hit up one of the seams or something out there. Because, yes, it's going to bounce. This is his home ballpark. He understands that. But a lot more than the trajectory that it was coming in on.
Yeah, the Georgia outfield looked like to me they were in a no-double situation, push way back. Obviously, if he's in a normal spot, I don't know if he catches the ball, but he probably catches it before it gets over his head. But a big chance now for Mississippi State to tie this game.
That was tagged too, 111 off the bat. Now Noah Sullivan in the 3 spot. Noah Sullivan, a strikeout. He's been hit by a pitch, a fly out to left, got hit by another pitch, and then grounded out to third his last time. And he has seen Justin Bird twice this year, and Bird has struck him out both times. Two and 0. Only player today without a hit for Mississippi State.
State is what, 2 for 10 so far today, runners in scoring position.
Two-0. Sullivan lays off, 3-0.
No, he has the green light as well. We're looking at the one we highlighted in the open. Combination of power and discipline at the plate.
Bird deals. And a 4-pitch walk puts Noah Sullivan on. So now the go-ahead run is aboard for one of the special freshman bats in Jacob Parker.
Head coach Wes Johnson out for a quick visit. See what he's going to do.
Already deep into his bullpen here in game 1 of this Super. Joey Volchko started. They used Matt Scott for 15 pitches. Dylan Vignew got knocked from this game on a comebacker off his left leg. And we've gone 6 arms deep for Georgia, trusting Justin Bird. And they've got the right-hander starting to loosen Zach Brown, big ground ball guy on their staff.
Jacob Parker, who's coming up to the plate, has had some huge at-bats for Mississippi State the entire season. One big one At home, a grand slam that tied the ball game in the midseason. It seemed from then on he took off, never looking back.
See, Gatlin Sanders comes on to run for Noah Sullivan. First pitch to Parker, taking a big cut there on the off speed. That's a guy who made it through the draft. Brian O'Connor said to us yesterday, I didn't think we'd get him to Starkville. Guy who had chances reportedly in the second and third round to sign. Just misses, heck of a take, 1-1. Parker's got an RBI double off Bird, and Bird has struck him out in their 2 meetings this season. 1-1. Parker cuts through the fastball.
Haven't seen that much from Parker. He's expanding the zone just a little bit.
But you have to love the way he just closed his eyes, took a deep breath. Let's slow down the moment.
On the biggest stage of his career, bites off the fastball elevated. Everyone talks about the maturity of Jacob Parker.
You got to trust Daniel Jackson right now behind the plate. Throw a spinner in the dirt in front of the plate.
Bird's 1-2. Just down 2-2.
Wow.
That's the one as a pitcher you scratch your head. All right, did I fool him or is he seeing it that good?
Or did he fool the umpire behind the plate? It was down.
Yep, it was down. Just a tick.
Justin Bird's 2-2. Parker pops it up in the air left field. Kenny Ishikawa to the line for out number 2.
Well, Justin Bird stuck with that fastball, stuck with the number 1 and made a really good pitch down and away. And the Georgia Bulldogs just 1 out away from taking game 1 of this Super Regional.
And the batter's Vitas Valencius, veteran 5th-year senior in the 5 spot.
Reverse splits, hits righties a lot better than lefties.
First pitch, up the ladder, Valencius lays off. There was a time recently where Vitas Valencius wasn't in the lineup for about 3 weeks. Brian O'Connor said to us, lately in the big moments, he's just stepped up, and so we've had him in there every day. 1-0. That is a strike, 1-1. Against Justin Bird. Stopper for Georgia. He put out a fire last Saturday night in the regionals. 2 on, 2 out. The 1-1. Up and away, 2-1. These are the takes you expect from a 23-year-old 5th-year senior. Two-1. In on the hands, tomahawk down the line in left, and it hooks foul from Valencius.
Quick hands on
That's
the
some
inside
bad
part.
speed right there, isn't it? That's what you call sitting on a fastball and getting it. Just couldn't quite keep it fair. Now, if you're reading bats on that, and that's going to be the approach, if you trust your slider down and away, maybe just off the outside corner, you may get that swing and a miss you're looking for here.
Two-two. Just bounce foul.
He went with it too, down and away, and a really good job.
I mean, this crowd thought Vitas Valencius swung and missed.
I mean, that was a perfect pitch. After fastball up and in, will breaking ball down and away. But Valencia spoils it, he'll get another one.
Drama drips in Athens. 2-2. Swing and a miss! Dogfight goes to Georgia in game 1.
It's a huge character win for Georgia. Down 7-0. To be able to come back, lose the lead, and then come back once again. It's been a slugfest here in Athens.
I mean, 25 runs combined, 31 hits, and how many home runs? 11?
Many.
What a game. What a game it was. We only had, what, 3 innings where runs weren't scored. No runs in the first, no runs in the third, and of course, no runs in the ninth. In between, though, a lot of offense.
And who was complaining about morning baseball?
Certainly not us. Breakfast, bombs, and baseball. Today's Capital One rewarding performance. One of those double-digit home runs, Michael O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to believe O'Shaughnessy wasn't even going to be in the lineup in Trey until Phelps got suspended. He finds himself in the lineup, and all he did was leave the ballpark twice today. 2 home runs, drove in 5 runs in this ball game.
And so the bracket looks like this. 16 teams still alive this weekend. Tarps off in Athens. Right side of the bracket getting started with game 1s today, and Georgia has the lead in this best-of-3 series. Still so much more coverage to come today with games going through midnight. Fellas, that was something. What a win for Georgia. Wes Johnson and the Bulldogs get it done against Mississippi State. For Ben McDonald, Eduardo Perez, and our entire excellent crew, Mike Monaco sending you to Chapel Hill with Gabby Sanchez. Here's Mike Farron.